Every... what day is it?
Tuesday?
Tuesday night, his ghost returns to wreak his horrible vengeance.
Oh, but tonight's Tuesday night.
Then he'll be coming.
When it comes to entertainment, we want fun. We want escapism. We want to get away from it all. But no.
The goal is not really to promote Star Trek and to use our platform, not really to promote Star Trek.
You think I don't know the real reason Jacob Kane won't put a bullet in her?
What are you talking about?
That if Alice weren't white, she'd be dead. If Alice weren't white, she'd be dead.
Shut the fuck up.
You utter pieces of filth and trash who write this garbage because of your own insane guilt and your desire to get a pat on the back and maybe a GLAD or 2 award. Ah, fuck off.
Well, I didn't have any more Got to Be glue spray, so I used this. Gorilla Glue Spray. Bad idea.
I'm going to take it, put it on this cup, put it in my mouth. Then I'm going to be the licking and get it off. It's easy. Gorilla Glue garbage.
It just really upset me that this trophy was disgraced and disrespected by being thrown as if it was a real football. I didn't sleep for the past 2 nights because of this. I was that upset. I personally would like an apology, not just to me and my family and the other silversmiths, but to the fans.
Huh?
An apology?
I apologize for Tom.
This idea of purity and you're never compromised and you're always politically woke and all that stuff, you should get over that quickly.
People that are perpetuating this false premise are not doing good work. That's another part of the problem. If you want to be a woke artist, good fucking luck.
And if you don't like my politics, don't buy my book. Problem solved.
I raise myself up momentarily. I feel my ego momentarily if I put you down.
And it's really easy to tweet #FireWhomever. And the fact is, anyone who does that, you're a fucking trash person.
But a bunch of pussies. Back in my day, if you wanted to tease someone, you did it to their face. It was honor, respect. These geeks hiding behind their computers, what a bunch of spineless losers. You're not afraid of these losers, are you?
No.
You're gonna take shit from these losers?
No.
Good, because when I'm done with you, you're gonna be sending a message back. Only it's not gonna be with your keyboard. It's gonna be with your fists.
Wrong thinking is punishable. Right thinking will be as quickly rewarded. You will find it an effective combination.
We live in a society where honor is a distant memory. Isn't that right, Batman?
Green lights, baby. Let's go.
Say, kids, what time is that?
Tonight's Tuesday night.
Bad news, you guys. While that was playing, I put some Gorilla Glue on a cup. It's stuck to my face.
Oh my All right, well, you'll live. That's great.
I couldn't wait for the gag. How's everybody doing?
Happy Tuesday.
Happy Tuesday.
Isn't today Fat Tuesday?
Yes,
It is.
Yes, it is.
Not so fat this year.
Yeah.
Oh, well, we're all working on it individually, I guess, right?
Exactly.
Let's go around the horn and introduce the audience to our crew here. Right to this way. I finally got it right. The one and only Stacy Wilbur. Hey, you're in a different environment.
I am. I changed it up a little bit.
Yeah.
This is the library.
Yeah.
The
You can
library.
read, are you?
I've got books.
All sophisticated and shit.
Yeah. Books suck.
You should have done one of those things where, like, back in the day, it was like Masterpiece Theater where they turn to the camera.
That's actually what I did.
Oh, that's what you did do that.
I just did that now.
Patches on your shirt.
They get a little like Sherlock Holmes pipe.
I think I have more DVDs than books, which I don't know if that's a good thing, but
that's okay.
I think that's true of me as well. We're visual people.
Yes.
To the let's see, that would be my right audience. No, your audience right, because they're looking at the same thing I am. Would be Judah Buddha.
What's up? What's
back,
up?
Back after a week off.
Yeah, it was a couple of scary weeks for me.
Did you make your deadline?
What's that?
Did you make your deadline?
Oh, I did make my editing deadline as well. Got tested twice for COVID and was negative. So I just got over. Really, it took me a good 2 weeks, but I got over my my flu. I mean, last week, and I sent you guys pictures. I kind of looked like Frankenstein with the bolts in his neck. I had my glands were like huge. They were like the size of golf balls, just hanging out below my chin.
That usually happens at puberty.
Sexy.
It was so scary. I'm sitting there looking in the mirror.
He didn't hear you.
I heard him.
Yeah, you just try to blow right by it.
Anyway, but
well,
yes,
welcome back.
I feel 100% better. So
It's
I'm in
not
good
the same
health.
without you. I'm
What's
glad
that?
you're back. It's not the same without you.
Yes, thank you guys. Thank you. I'm happy to be back.
Showing love and sympathy for Judah Buddha would be Peter Bradley.
Hello.
How's it going, Pete?
It's going pretty good.
Sorry about the Citizen Kane thing.
Yeah. I went to. You recommended that great Citizen Kane box set. I went to buy it while you were talking about it. Turns out mine's dubbed in German.
So is mine. I just checked.
Yeah,
I gotta cancel it.
I
Das
canceled it.
Citizen Kane. Das.
Subtitled in English.
So I just said Scheiße and returned it.
Scheiße.
You know what I'll do is I'll pull the receipt from mine, and you could just go directly to the vendor I got it from.
Would it be weird if you went into the menu, you could change it to English, and then you're fine?
You might be able to do that.
You just gotta get through all the you just gotta get through all the German.
English.
Oh, it's just the subtitles.
Well,
Yeah.
You could learn a new language.
There you go.
Yeah, I could, or I could just sit there for 2 hours, watch a really great movie, and then put it back on the shelf. I don't. I have enough problems with all my Godzilla movies dubbed from Japanese to American. I can handle that, but no, I'm not learning. I'm not doing homework to watch a movie.
Right. Exactly.
Ever.
I don't blame you.
And last, but certainly not least, below me is returning champion Jason Breitenbach, and he's got his internet working this week.
Mm-hmm.
Yes. Actually, I'm gonna pick you up here, and I'm gonna move you right underneath your brother. Actually, you're older than him, so I'm gonna.
I was gonna say, come on.
I have to say, I wasn't sure who was.
I was
older.
always in the higher bunk when we had bunk beds. So, and when he got pissed at me, you know what he used to do? He used to take his feet in the middle of the night and stick them up and go 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 go. And I used to.
We had one of those ghetto bunk beds where the mattress, you could see the mattress between the slats, and you'd be able to lift the mattress from the bottom.
He would just go with his feet.
I used to do that with my brother, but it's a wooden plank, and I could lift the plank. So he
used to do that too.
Nice.
Yeah. All right. Now that I've confused everyone by moving people around,
that's okay.
I would be Keith, your host, Mr. Caradune. Actually, I'm gonna change my name right now.
Oh no.
Wait, no.
What to call you? What to call you?
Widower. So, first things first, before we get into business, coming up in a little while will be our guest, Creole, from her YouTube channel, Reina Creole.
Cool.
A lovely and brilliant pop culture connoisseur, and she's coming to discuss what made me a widow with us. Yeah, I'm excited. I like Reina. She's great.
Yeah, I've watched her before.
She's got a bubbly personality, and she's a lot of fun. And she was actually in our chat last week. So,
in her cast of characters, they're pretty good too.
They definitely are. Yeah. She does a great show on Midnight's Edge. It was on last night. So last night was Monday, called Toxic Femininity.
Femininity.
Thank you.
It's easy for you to say.
No, it isn't really.
Say like a femininity.
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 Only one M. Femininity.
Femininity. Femininity. Minty.
Bleh. Okay.
It's always
kids.
a gamble when you try.
I can't look. So, yeah, we missed this one last week. This actually happened on February 7th. Somehow it slipped through the cracks. This was Super Bowl Sunday, and longtime sports fans, baseball fans, know Pedro Gomez from ESPN. He just died suddenly. And there's been no follow-up that I've heard of. So nobody knows why, but he's only 58 and just seemed like a really good guy, baseball beat reporter. I've been watching him for years. And that's a sucky story, but we always have to start with these, quote unquote celebrity.
It seems like there's just the Grim Reaper's been busy this year, or last year and this year. It's crazy.
He tends to have a regular job there.
Yeah, he does, but he seems to be very active lately. Not because of COVID. I'm talking like personalities, like TV personalities and actors and stuff.
Well, we are getting longer in the tooth each day.
I know.
As long as Betty White is safe.
For now.
Keith Richards. I mean, come on.
Oh, Keith Richards is never going to die.
Or he is dead. He's just The Walking Dead.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, he died back in '84, and he's nobody told him.
I think he's got so many preservatives that his organs are like they're pristine. They're embalmed ready. So this guy Braden Smith, 24-year-old 5-time Jeopardy winner, underwent surgery and died. And this scares me. I don't know if it was routine surgery or what it was, but I need some routine surgery. And just 2 years ago, I heard someone dying from a hernia surgery, which is very routine. So,
yeah, but you didn't hear about the hundreds of thousands of other people that had the same thing and didn't die.
And I've had several surgeries, but anytime they're gonna put
you under, that's scary.
Exactly.
Definitely.
Especially the older you get,
It's usually from a staph infection.
Yeah.
Right.
But isn't that the job of the anesthesiologist?
Correct.
Infections are huge too.
I mean, you can't be like a weatherman, the same job as like a weatherman. You screw up, you're fired, right?
Right.
No, they're getting so many probably.
Right.
You're allowed so many, probably every so many years.
Whoops. Gave him a little bit too much.
I'm not a regular.
Mulligan.
Right, give me a mulligan.
So I'm not a regular Jeopardy watcher or anything, but I guess Alex Trebek called this guy Billy Buzzsaw.
Wow.
Yeah. That sucks. I mean, 24 years old.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Yeah. That just sucks. So, but other than that, it was a quiet week. There was no other news. So
I just been watching. I mean, I watched WandaVision last week, and I loved it. But other than that, you're right. It hasn't really been much.
I think he's being sarcastic, Jude.
Oh no! Because the Cara Dune thing.
Oh my God!
I mean, yes, but it's overplayed by now. That's what I was thinking. But
you'd think so, but more came out today. Here we go. News of the weird. Weird. So,
in case you haven't heard about this character,
this has become a saga at this point. It literally has. So this was just last week, and it's amazing. These news cycles move so fast now that stuff that happened last Tuesday or Wednesday that I plucked, or it already feels like it's we're late to talk about this stuff. So this woman, Tessica Brown, used Gorilla Glue in her hair after her hairspray ran out. And there was a video here, but I don't know why it's gone or won't play.
Because we're late to the party and they took it down already.
Maybe.
It's been seen too many times already.
Yeah.
Maybe. But
there it is. Yeah.
The video is hilarious because actually, you know what? I can show you something. She ran out of her. This is what does it. So her hair
gel. It's like a gel. Right.
Yes. It has the name glue in the name, I guess, right?
Oh. Okay.
It's a hair product. It is a hair product.
Right.
Meant to be used in hair.
Right. So my question is, what would possess you to now then go buy glue.
No,
and
I think she
hardware
had.
in the
She had it around.
No,
she
she had it
around.
in the house.
She had it around. But
I think
She
it was
had it
just. I think it was just desperation.
Like, oh,
Like,
this is
seriously.
spray. It's glue. That's kind of what hairspray is, right? She rationalized it to herself.
Hey, y'all. For those of y'all that know me, know my hair has been like this for about a month now.
A month.
It's not by choice. No, it's not by choice.
Wouldn't that like
When
shrink
I
the
do my
scalp?
hair, I like to, finish it
That
off.
had to
with a
hurt,
got to be glue
right?
spray.
Yeah, like it-
just to keep it in place. Well, I didn't have any more got to be glue spray, so I used this Gorilla Glue Spray. Bad idea. Y'all, look, my hair.
It's like a helmet.
It don't
It is.
move. You hear what I'm
It
saying?
looks good. I mean,
Yeah, but I can't feel good.
no.
You know, when you get glue on your fingertips, it's like they're feeling.
feels
Yeah, but
weird, yeah.
but it doesn't look like it's all blotchy. It looks like she actually did a good job.
My hair.
Yeah, let me see.
What?
Look, she just
Look,
puts the
y'all,
shampoo on and just wipes it off.
Look, you wipe it off and nothing
Wow.
Well, when you add water
This
to this
is the
product,
life that I'm
it
living
fortifies it and makes it stronger, the bond stronger.
Right.
It's like that.
Because it's
Flex-
supposed to be waterproof, so you could put it on something and that
Yeah.
over time it's going to stay strong and work, you know?
It's like that flex. You ever see that flex?
Yes.
Flex, whatever it's called. It's made
Tape, isn't it flex tape or flex spray? They put
flex
those
something.
Yeah.
The guy like the guy like
screen.
Yeah. The guy cuts a hole in a boat and then uses a screen door, but he covers it with the stuff and he's floating.
Flex Seal.
Flex Seal.
Flex Seal, yeah.
That's pretty much what it is. It's pretty much the same stuff.
So she finds out it's going to cost about $12,000-$13,000 to have a plastic surgeon get the glue out of her head. So her sister sets up a GoFundMe, and she raises $23,000.
Mm-hmm.
And at the same time, she threatens a lawsuit against Gorilla Glue because it says all-purpose on the can, or multi-purpose, or whatever it says.
Yeah, it doesn't say don't put it in your hair. It does say don't get it on your skin, but
Right. In the meantime, this guy decides
this genius
that Gorilla Glue is not what she made it out to be, that it's really a flimsy product. So he decides to put the glue around the rim of his Solo cup, and then that's what happens to him.
And
he was going to lick it off.
He's going to lick it off before it adhered to his. So
It'd been
apparently,
funny if his tongue stuck to his face.
Oh god.
he's going to have his lips ripped off, I guess, or surgically removed.
Shut up,
Yeah.
no.
Yeah.
There's just nothing good, anything good about this. I mean,
Yeah, but it gets better.
Oh, does it?
it's called glue for a reason.
Another one did it.
Oh god.
And actually, I've seen a third girl do it now.
So stupidity is contagious, pretty much online.
This is like the Tide Pod thing.
Yes, it reminds me of
Yeah, or
Tide
the
Pod.
kids that like put like hand sanitizer on themselves and lit themselves on fire.
Mhm.
Oh
The burn challenge or whatever.
It's being called the Gorilla Glue Challenge now, and I think what these other women putting in their hair are trying to get onto the lawsuit, right, and make some money off the lawsuit.
There should be no
Right, or they just want attention.
Right. I don't think they want. I don't know. Why would you want it? Why would you do this? So in the
People are-
meantime, Tessica went and she got it taken out. The guy, the plastic surgeon, ended up doing the procedure for free.
Mhm.
So she gets it done. She gets her hair back, and now she has an agent.
She has an agent?
Wait,
talent
an agent?
Brown has teamed up with B&B Talent Agency, which specializes in branding, social media marketing, and endorsements. She also teamed up with this woman here.
Are they gonna do a Hallmark movie on her?
No, I don't. She's gonna make her own products and stuff.
An afternoon special about her?
So this woman here, Gina Rodriguez, is they're gonna make a merchandise line.
Oh God.
This is the world we live in. This is nothing new.
Oh my God.
This is nothing new.
This is what I drink.
This is nothing new.
Crap
No,
like this.
Well, I'm drinking bleach right now because
Mm.
it didn't say anything about.
Right.
It's
It
gonna
doesn't say
clean me
anything
up.
about drinking it. Yeah, exactly.
Mm.
Oh, good Lord.
Delicious bleach. So
Don't drink
and
bleach.
Casey, you sent me a link. I don't have it handy. I don't know if you do.
Oh, I don't think
The one positive thing that came out of this is she's at least Tessica's donating the $23,000
Or 20,000 of it.
Or 20,000.
Yeah.
They probably had to pay these agents the other 3.
Would it be funny if they put her on Shark Tank with their new product?
Don't be surprised, man. America.
The thing is with her, like it's like, I mean, it's just beyond stupid. But I think she put the video out as a warning to other people to don't do this. Like this is a bad idea. You know, like I see like the little things I've seen of her. She sounds like she has a pretty good heart, and you know what I mean. So she's not like, and she's probably getting a bajillion calls, and so she got one from these people like, hey, we'll be your representation, and we'll handle all these calls for you because you got all this like whatever and whatever. I mean, I don't know.
No, I think you're exactly right. This was the product that she ran out of. Got
glued. Right.
I mean, she looks great in that other photo with her in the white.
She obviously takes care of herself.
Yeah,
like,
she looks great there. Why did she have to even? She looks fine without all that stuff.
I know. She's a little overdone with the eyelashes.
Yeah.
Yeah, and everything.
She doesn't need all that. Like,
no, she doesn't.
No, she's a very attractive middle-aged woman, and
yeah.
So I mean, for her, it's a horrible, stupid thing to do.
Yeah.
For everybody else who's now calling this the Gorilla Glue Challenge.
Yeah, they should go in last in line when they make it to the emergency room. They're last.
Yeah.
They go after all the other people have been seen.
You're an absolute fucking idiot if you do.
And what's sad about this is kids watch these TikToks, dude, and then they get the idea of doing it. And then all of a sudden it's like you have your kid's head glued together.
Like Jason said, it's the Tide Pod Challenge all over again. I don't understand it when it's proven that it's not good for you and you go and do it anyway.
It's one thing when it's kids. I mean, granted, their parents should be like up on this and be teaching them better. But it's another thing when it's grown-ups, like that grown man that's stuck at like the glue on his face.
I don't.
Like, that's a grown-ass man.
We didn't have we didn't really have these things when we were kids. I mean, we had challenges. Like when I had my big wheel.
Sense.
It's because people
Right.
want to be on in the internet. They want to go viral. That's the whole. That's what the rest of the people were doing. They want to go viral. This is the world we live in. We live in the world of influencers have more influence over children and everybody else than people that have like educations and life experience and real things to say and do. It's obnoxious. It's where we are.
It's all about the TikTok peers and
influencer. That's a job. People get money for that. And there's no qualifications for it.
None.
Exactly. So subscribe now to GeekTimeNetwork.com.
I was just going to say, the only qualification is you have to have like a gajillion subs on your
Seriously, you could be the biggest piece of garbage in the world, and it doesn't matter.
Hey, Mr. Landau, welcome. Yeah, exactly. Exactly.
Right.
So I'm trying to think of something I can do that's really stupid.
No.
Well, I don't think she did it. I mean, I think the other
I
people.
don't think she did that, but I think everybody else did that.
Everybody else doing it is
she was kind of putting out a like, I did something stupid. Warning, don't do this. This is I did this. It wasn't
Clearly,
good.
I mean, she was on. I think she's on the verge of a nervous breakdown.
Yeah.
Like
definitely.
she said, she washed her hair like 15 times in a row and it didn't budge.
Yeah, it's probably freaking her out, man. I can't imagine.
And it had to be squeezing her skull.
I know.
That's what I mean.
Feeling.
Once the glue dries, your scalp just should go.
Well, she said she went to the emergency room before, and they started putting like acetone and water on it to like, and it was burning her scalp.
Yeah.
So it was getting enough through. So it was. She was definitely going through some turmoil for a while there.
I can relate. A couple years ago, I had to use the office, and my daughter was playing with a can of slime she got for Christmas or something. She was about 6, and next thing I know, it's in her hair. And like it wouldn't come out. It was the more you tried to get it out, the worse. And we were in a hotel, and I'm like, what am I going to do? So I called her mother and I said, can you come here with some kind of, bring mayonnaise, bring whatever would break this stuff down. And she said, well, while I'm gathering stuff, why don't you just put her under lukewarm water with hair conditioner?
That's what I would do.
And just knead it in there. And it took me hours, but I got it all out.
Yeah, conditioner is what I would start with.
I got it all out. So
it's like when kids get gum in their hair.
I called the front desk and I said, bring me about 20 bottles of hair conditioner.
Yeah.
It was little.
Yeah, oh, that's right.
Oh, that's right. Yeah. Bloop, done.
Yeah.
Bloop,
when I was in grammar school, somebody threw gum in my hair once. My mom had to cut it out.
Yeah.
So,
do you remember that, brother?
So one more weird thing.
Yeah.
I heard this the other day, and you're always hearing about the sports where they gotta carefully schedule things, and we don't want to move a game because it's gonna the ripple effect with with the whole league and blah 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 blah.
Yeah.
Well, Apparently not so much in college basketball right now because Carolina puts up an ad, basically a want ad on Twitter. We're looking for a home game this week. February 16th, 18th, please. So I did. I said, we're a bunch of chuckers, but we're up for it.
That's great.
That's kind of weird, huh?
Yeah, it's really strange.
And this isn't like, a bumpkin town community basketball team. This is a power basketball. They're in the ACC. They're one of the top basketball teams in the whole, in the history of college basketball. They're a powerhouse.
Yeah.
Michael Jordan went there. Yeah. James Worthy went there, and now they have nobody to play with.
That's so funny.
It's like the little kid. Can you guys come out and play? We got nobody to play with.
I thought it was more of a commentary on like their opponents up to date. You know what I mean?
No, they literally
they want a real team to play.
There's nobody on the schedule, and they want to play somebody. So
all right.
they're open to any school who wants to come down there and give them something to do. So, all right, that's it for the stupid crap.
We've lost Jude.
Oh, yeah, he's got to turn his.
Turn your camera off when you
leave. Wait, hold on. Now, turn your camera off when you leave, man.
Why? What happened?
Turn your camera off.
When you leave.
This guy
turn
was,
your camera off.
This guy was getting into trouble. I had to go get him.
Okay, fine.
Okay.
He's getting into the
Still
Gorilla
turn
Glue.
your camera off when you leave, man. Nice marmot.
He's got to stay out of stuff. He's gets into everything. Let me put him in his cage. I will turn off my camera.
There you go.
Wild animals.
There you go.
Please. All right, let's get into the pop culture that we are not paid to cover. The Batman will cross over with HBO Max's Gotham PD series. This one, did you bring this one, Stacey?
I did.
So, the one thing I don't understand about this is they just had a show called Gotham.
Okay.
That sounds very similar to the new show called Gotham PD. Very similar, where the focus is the Gotham PD and some of the villains that run amok in Gotham City. It doesn't have Batman in it. Where the other one though was like following Batman as a kid, young Bruce Wayne. But yeah. So anyway, Matt Reeves is a producer on this show, and they're talking about crossing over using some of the actors from the Batman movie, so they create this little virtual universe. So I guess if they plan on making sequels, and whether or not they use Robert Pattinson going forward, they'll be able to crisscross, and the characters will be very recognizable, and some of the other police will have backstories maybe. So
why not?
Why not? I mean, I don't think I'll watch the HBO Max Gotham PD because probably just like the other Gotham show, I'm guessing.
It might interest like different people that that never really watched those though. Like just because it's on HBO Max, we might start a whole new audience of people.
And the only other thing I thought too with this was Matt Reeves is ready to like just kill Robert Pattinson, right?
Yeah,
and he's going to dig himself a little deeper into this whole lore. But the paycheck's a paycheck, and
yeah.
And this costume looks worse and worse every time I see it.
It looks like he's wearing like a collared jacket.
Yeah, it's kind of strange.
I'm not wearing hockey pads. Oh wait, never mind. I am.
So I don't know. We'll see. I just want them to get the thing done. The trailer looked okay. I wasn't, I wasn't blown away, but I was actually pleasantly surprised.
This is HBO only? Is that what it's going to be?
The show will be an HBO Max series. So I don't know when the Batman movie is scheduled to come out now. I mean, here it is, March 4th, 2022.
Yeah, next year.
After several delays.
Right.
Yeah. This guy.
Not even worth thinking about so far away.
Nice thing is it's HBO Max, so they'll be able to explore harder content, much edgier content than the regular Gotham show. So that could be a plus.
True.
It's funny you say that, Jason. That I was shocked for a Fox primetime show that was pretty gritty. As gritty as it was at the time. And it was pretty bloody.
It's over with though with Gotham, right? They're not doing another season.
Yeah.
I never finished it.
I watched it and I thought it was awfully boring. I didn't
Yeah, I only watched a few of the first episodes.
Yeah. What's his name? Is the Penguin was great.
Yeah, he was
was
good.
amazing.
He was good.
That's-
He was
yeah.
good.
And I like the girl who played Catwoman or what's her name? Yeah, the curly
That's
hair.
the one with Jada Pinkett Smith, right? She was like the
Yeah.
yeah. She was like
She was Fish Mooney.
yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I watched a few of the
okay.
first episodes. Yeah.
It didn't need to be 5 seasons. It could have been like 2.
I always felt if it wasn't in Gotham, it could have been anywhere. You know what I mean? It could have been a show on its own. I never felt like it was really.
Well, I think the biggest mistake they made is that they have the villains emerging in their in their 20s and 30s in Batman.
Yeah.
Boy.
Right.
Yeah, exactly.
These villains are gonna run amok for a decade before he's
Right.
makes no sense.
Mm.
Anyway, more Batman. HBO
I know we're going to be in a Batman role here,
and the CW discuss.
Yeah.
Beyond.
Mm.
So Michael Keaton would play decrepit Bruce, as shown here.
Because that was a really good series.
It was.
Decrepit Bruce.
Now, if it was just this, I'd be like, okay, but it's also this.
Yeah.
So this could cancel this and end up with a shit pile. But you never know.
Yeah.
So Michael Keaton would play mentor Bruce Wayne of future Batman. Because it says they really want to. I think they really want to just jump on this when he makes the appearance in the Flashpoint movie and just
Right.
I've never been.
I mean, but yeah, if that was just an HBO Max show, I'd say I'd be cautiously optimistic. But for CW, forget it.
Yeah.
I never read the comic. I never was really interested in the character, to be honest with you. I never liked. I thought it always looked kind of cheesy.
No, the TV show. It was the third season is kind of janky, but no, they did some they tackled some pretty dark stuff. Like Mr. Freeze is just ahead. You know, by the time it gets to this timeline, Bruce Wayne is old. He winds up retiring because he has to use a gun.
Right. Yeah, and it was interesting. It was definitely I liked what I saw. I watched probably a dozen of them. The girl I was dating at the time, her little boy was into it, so I watched some of those. But I guess the strategy is that the show will premiere on HBO Max and then the next day on the CW. But I can't imagine that if you're going to do that, you're actually making it for the CW, because the things you can do on HBO Max are quite different from.
Yeah. Yeah, you've got an R-rated superhero movie coming out in a couple of days. So.
Right. So, I mean, unless it's going to be heavily edited for the CW, like 2 different versions. I don't. You want to spend the money to do that? I don't know. Who knows? I don't know. And then related, that's related to Michael Keaton. So I don't know. We'll see. But they're trying to stretch every nickel by doing something like that. You get double the mileage out of it. You put it on 2 different platforms.
Yeah.
So while we're in the Bat universe,
we keep going. We're keep going.
You're beating that horse.
The Bat Whammon ratings fall to all-time low.
Wait a second. The hair is fake on the because I haven't watched any of these episodes. The hair is fake on the mask.
Yes.
Oh my God! What?
Well, at some point she's going to stop using the wig and go with her regular hair.
No. No. They took the red hair off and they put another fake wig on.
Oh, really?
Yeah, you'll see.
Okay.
Yeah, it's that famous.
It's like the 60s TV show. They did it in that as well.
The woman
really?
the woman from the Beehive, she was with the beehive haircut.
Yeah, she had a beehive haircut, but the mask had long red locks.
Right.
That's right.
Oh,
that's right.
That's funky.
Yvonne Craig.
Craig. Thank you. So while the final numbers are yet to come in, Sunday's Bat Whammon Season 2 Episode 4 brought in 507,000 viewers. 30% decline from 2 weeks ago, and they had no Super Bowl, no football to blame, and a 0.1 rating among the dem. That's awful.
Yeah.
I have it here. So here's the numbers for Season 2. So The highest rating they got in season 2 was the week before the Super Bowl when there was no football. That was the week in between championship and the Super Bowl. It actually went up and they had 708,000. But this week, 2 weeks later, with no football again, it drops almost 30%. They lose 200,000 viewers.
Wow.
200,000. And they lose almost 40% in the demographic.
Wow. That is just.
Yep.
But yeah, they're go for season 3.
I don't understand that. They greenlit a season 3 when there were 3 episodes into this. I mean, if they keep dropping, let's say they lose 15% of next week, like half the 30%. They're still gonna. I mean, this thing's gonna hit 200,000 in a couple of weeks. It's on a downward trajectory. If you go back to season 1, their very first, they got 1.8 million on their first show, and it's been a steady drop ever since.
So you're telling me the show's that good?
Oh, you haven't watched any of this, huh?
I have not. Once you guys spoil it, I'd say it. I don't bother. It's kind of like when you taste something and it tastes really bad, and you're like, "Oh, here, taste this." It's like, no, you guys already.
This tastes like shit. Have some.
Yeah,
this is shit. You should watch an episode.
It's mind-boggling. It's you'd sit there in stunned disbelief that someone could write something so bad.
Well, it seems like a group consensus that it's really that bad, so I'm not going near it.
Oh, it's hot trash. It really is hot trash. But
although I did read online that people who are Star Trek fans are wanting the second season of Lower Decks.
Those aren't Star Trek.
I know, and there's an audience for it, which is really weird.
They claim there's an audience for it.
You think it's all online bots?
Star Trek's dead, dude.
Star Trek ain't happening anymore.
So this is the new wig they put on it. This is what she looks like.
I thought that was just her natural hair.
I know.
No, it's not.
Because
this is her natural hair. This is pretty cool. They put this article up. She's got quite a training regimen. I have to give her credit. She's working her butt off.
She kind of looks like that Jamaican R&B artist.
Rihanna?
Rihanna, yes. Doesn't she look like Rihanna?
A little
Not
bit.
really.
No?
No, I don't think so.
So she's a really pretty girl.
Yeah, totally.
And she's
She
like
looks so different with
I know, but I feel bad because she's busting her butt, right? She's working these 17-hour days, 16-hour days.
But
and in between, she wakes up 90 minutes before work. She does her Peloton bike. She does 10 minutes of abs. She stretches for 10 minutes. She does 10 minutes of meditation. Just to keep in shape for a show that's like plummeting.
Yeah, but it might catapult her to something else.
Yeah, it's preparing her for the next thing.
Yeah, I mean, she's beautiful. I mean, they can cast her in another superhero or superheroine.
Yeah,
role.
Yeah, she's her diet is
How old is she? She's got to be pretty. She looks pretty young though.
Yeah, I think she's in her 20s. Yeah, 26 maybe.
That's when you can wake up in the morning and do all that stuff.
Yeah. Well, her brother was a semi-pro MMA fighter, so
she's got the discipline.
He got me into MMA, helps me choreograph and film routines. So, yeah.
We know another MMA fighter that's really cute and hot.
I know. It's just a shame because this show is just Every year in January, she fasts for 21 days. I'm on my 4th year of it now, and I will only eat plant-based foods that can be sourced organically in the garden.
Mm-hmm.
Nothing is processed. Nothing processed is allowed. No meat, no alcohol, no toxins. Wow.
That is some discipline right there.
Yeah.
Kevin Smith lost a lot of weight doing strictly vegetarian.
She says fasting is a great way to jumpstart the year and start off as healthy as possible. The 21 days comes from the biblical Daniel fast. I dropped weight pretty quickly, so any longer it wouldn't be great for me physically.
When you're in your 20s, yeah.
I weigh 125 pounds, and I'm just under 5'4", but I'd prefer to be 130 pounds because I carry a lot of muscle. Yeah. A Batwoman who runs on plant power. So it's good. Good for her, man. She eats avocados, nuts, grains, quinoa. Wow.
Mm-hmm.
It's just too easy to, especially on a set when the, craft services table sitting.
I know. You're working all day and the craft table's just looking at you.
Yeah.
Can't wait to just sit down.
Thanks, Adam.
Welcome to the show. Welcome to the show.
Adam and I go way back. We go back to college.
Nice.
And we reacquainted at our local comic shop.
Mhm.
So Stacy brought this one to us.
I thought it was interesting.
It is interesting.
Fifth dimension, not just the second or third. We got fourth. We got the fifth dimension.
First of all, there's already a fifth dimension.
The Twilight Zone?
The Twilight Zone.
It's been there all along.
Been there all along. That's one of my favorite shows. Rod Serling is one of my favorite writers, and for me, I was like, oh my God, he's been right this whole time.
See?
And who wrote this? Mr. Kevin Berwick, shame on you, saying this isn't DC or Marvel. No, it's the Twilight Zone. So, scientists may have discovered a portal to the fifth dimension as positioned by Swedish physicist Oscar Klein. The fifth dimension is unseen by humans, where forces of gravity and electromagnetism come together. As the two forces unite, it creates the basic theory of fundamental forces. In theory, scientists would be able to observe dark matter, which is the unidentified substance that accounts for most of the universe's mass. For the first time with this portal. This is not some sci-fi story or something out of DC or Marvel Comics. A portal to the fifth dimension could be right around the corner, along with the arrival of more UFOs and aliens.
More.
2021 might be the year it all comes
More.
in. Yeah, more. And I wonder, let me just open this real quick.
Stories.
Remember, a whole list of them. But remember when I said that there was a big news story that just slipped past the goalie this summer that nobody talked about at all?
Okay.
Because of the COOF and all the other crap and all the riots and all the shit that was going on. Was that it was either the New York Times or Washington Post put out that big article that they declassified all the alien information.
Oh, that's right. That's right. That's
They
right.
have alien vehicles that they've been testing and all this kind of stuff. And nobody blinked. Like any other year, like people are like, oh my.
It would be the main story, yeah.
Right. It just kind of went by everybody. So yes, more aliens. The new fifth dimension study is by theoretical physicist Javier Castellano and Matthias Neubert. I hope I got their names right. At the Prisma Plus cluster, of excellence.
Sounds
That
right.
sounds.
Doesn't sound fake at all.
No, not at all.
Maybe they have a basketball team that could go play the target. But it was a long ride. They're at Johannes Gutenberg University, Maine.
Johannes Gutenberg.
And Adrian Carmona. They are on the hunt for a hypothetical particle that can act as a portal to a warped fifth dimension that mediates the cosmic realms of light and dark. The warped extra dimension, WED, is a trademark that was first registered in 1999, and this new study is attempting to explain the dark matter issues present within particle physics, banking off the original 1999 study.
Isn't this how the mist started?
Sure. The bulk masses of fermions that are manifested in the so-called fifth dimensional warped space is the key to understanding this new portal. So far, the immense amount of dark matter has not been detectable by scientists, though that could change in the near future. As it turns out, fermions jammed through a portal to a warped fifth dimension could be acting as
This is like some L. Ron Hubbard crap right there.
You're not getting you to try to
The whole
believe
time
it
you're reading it, I'm
stuff.
thinking, oh
I
my
know.
God, dude, this is like a cult.
It's crazy.
Well, it's hard to wrap your brain around something that we grew up, this was all Star Trek and Twilight Zone and Star Wars kind of stuff. And
It looks like Stargate.
it
Yeah.
doesn't look Stargate.
That's what I
think
thought
that
when
is,
I first saw it.
I think that is Stargate artwork.
Right, that is Stargate artwork, yeah.
So, yeah, I mean,
Yeah, funny.
when you think about it, I mean, Rod Serling's open. There's a fifth dimension beyond that, which is known to man.
Hey, the world,
Trippy.
the universe is enormous. We can't even,
Oh,
We have a correction here from Mr. Londell's Groovy Movies.
yes, thank you. Amen. I want to get together like a bunch of YouTubers who love Star Trek and just do this big Star Trek thing.
You should.
Like real Star Trek, not this bullshit. This Kurtzman universe. Guys pulverized my childhood into oblivion.
It's a shame we don't all have VR because we could do that Star Trek VR game. Did you ever see this?
No.
You didn't see the Star Trek VR game? Where everybody gets a role in the ship. You got one guy doing engineering.
Oh
who's
yeah,
flying.
yeah.
You could sit in the
yeah.
captain's chair. It's awesome. You didn't see this, Keith?
I don't play games.
No,
I'm not a
but
gamer.
this is basically what it is you get a group of friends and you all have a role on, I think, a bunch of ships. They have like the original one. They have Next Gen, and then in virtual reality, Bridge Crew, and in virtual reality, you conduct, like, one person's the captain, and you tell the guy in engineering to fly the ship, and then somebody else plays the security, and it's funny.
Oh.
And you go on missions. You actually go on missions. You have to escort a ship somewhere into like Klingon territory and all that stuff.
And it's what, original series in like the 90s Trek, and that's
you could pick like 4 different ships, and they're modeled. The inside is modeled after that ship.
Do they have Deep Space Nine?
I don't think they have Deep Space Nine.
Oh, deal breaker right there.
But it's so funny. Like, you watch them, and they kind of role play it a little bit. You know, they're like, okay, yes, Captain. You know, and they kind of get into
Sure, of course, with bad actors.
So it's called Bridge Crew, right, Pete? Bridge Crew, or
Yep.
Bridge Crew.
Yeah, Star Trek Bridge Crew.
That does sound familiar. Didn't it come out like 5 years ago or something?
I don't know.
Not that long ago, but definitely. That's not Star Trek Bridge Crew.
No.
That's my best friend.
That's
I know.
Stacy and I are gonna have a smackdown.
Where's his donuts? Was it donuts that he was looking for?
Donuts.
Yeah, it was donuts.
That's
It's
pretty
funny because
picture.
I was literally thinking about how much I like donuts and I like Keanu Reeves. So I Googled donuts and Keanu Reeves and I found that picture.
Who doesn't like Keanu Reeves?
I don't know. I don't want to know you if you don't like Keanu.
Comics ladies.
Yeah, right. Yeah. So apparently, I mean, what was it, last week or the week before?
Last week, I think we were talking
We
about
had
it.
the rumors that he would be a great Craven, but apparently he said no. But I like the runner-up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it was true, though. I mean, it does validate the rumor. Then again, if this is even true.
I know, as rumors go, you know, I mean.
As rumors go. So the rumor that he turned it down justifies the rumor that he was offered the part.
Right.
So one rumor confirms another.
Right.
So I think it would be great. And I still think they should do Kraven's Last Hunt. I think that would be awesome.
Yeah, definitely. That's one of the best Spider-Man storylines.
I think Jeffrey Dean Morgan would be a good Craven.
But the problem with it's going to be a Kraven the Hunter solo movie, so you can't do that storyline right off the bat. So
I think he looks like Craven.
Who?
Negan, Jeffrey Dean Morgan.
Yeah.
Well, he smiles too much.
Yeah, but Craven smiled.
He does. He's always grinning. no,
Craven,
Craven
he was always like.
It's a creepy grin, though.
Yeah, it's a creepy grin.
But there's something behind it. It's not a happy one.
Craven's the kind of character you can really, sink your teeth into and really give a good backstory and kind of like what they did with Thanos. Like, Thanos was one of the only compelling villains. You had 23 movies, and how many good villains did they have? 3?
Yeah.
Loki.
Yeah.
Thanos.
Ultron could have been awesome, but
struggling to even figure.
Totally downplayed him.
I can't even think of another one out of all those movies.
Wow.
What, Jude Law's character wasn't compelling?
Yeah. Right. So, okay. Well, we'll keep an eye on this Kraven the Hunter thing, but the fact that Sony will probably be going forward with this Kraven movie means they're probably definitely got their eyes set on bringing Spider-Man back, taking him away from the MCU.
Yeah.
Well, alternate universe Spider-Man, maybe.
Well, that's what we're thinking, the one more day thing, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Basically, I'm almost willing to put money on the fact he's going to say something along the lines of, "I wish I was somewhere where people didn't know who I was," and he's just going to
bamf.
He's going to there you go, and then he'll just poke his head in the Doctor Strange movie. Are you okay, kid? Yes, sir, Doctor Strange. and then that'll be the end of that.
Yeah, we're gonna find out that the Spider-Man that's in the MCU is like a multiverse version from somewhere else, because nothing about it's right. I mean, there's nothing about it's right. I would say, popular or unpopular, it's the worst screen version of Spider-Man yet. It's not even close. But that's just me. But then there's this. Okay. Who watched this trailer?
I did.
I did.
I watched it.
All right, let's get a consensus. We'll go right down the film strip here on the side of the screen. Stacy, your thoughts?
It's funny because it's been a while since I've seen the original, and I mean the only thing that stuck out in my mind when in the original I felt like I liked Cyclops' character, and I thought his story was compelling, and I wish they kind of did more. And from what they said, there's going to be more. Cyborg, sorry, not Cyclops, Cyborg. And also that the bad guy looked like a really cheesy video game.
Steppenwolf was awful.
It was so bad. It looked like a mediocre video game character. And so from the look of this, there's just so much happening. And I read an article that said that there's like 2.5 hours of unseen footage in the new cut.
Yeah. Oh, easily.
Yeah, and then you could tell from the trailer.
It was supposed to be 2 movies, and we're getting it all thrown into one big 4-hour movie. Jason, what about you, man?
Well, like Stacy, I haven't seen this movie since it came out, and I tried to psychologically block it out of my consciousness for the rest of my life. And but I'll tell you, I did see things in this trailer that really excited me. Primarily Darkseid. That kind of got me, really excited. And I liked the Superman black suit. Visually, it looks really enticing. I mean, I'll give it a whirl when it comes out on HBO Max. I'm willing to give it a second shot. I hope I'm not disappointed.
Me too.
Well, this will be completely different from the Justice League.
Yeah.
This is a totally different movie. Jude, what about you?
I didn't see Justice League because everybody said it was that terrible. So I'm going into this with fresh eyes. I didn't really like the trailer that much. I thought it was kind of
all right. Removed from studio. I didn't really. I
don't think he even noticed.
What?
He kicked you out for a second.
Booted.
Jeez, is that a bottle of Jack Daniels there, Jason?
Oh my god.
I don't know. It didn't impress me at all. I don't know. I don't know. I think going into it, knowing that you guys said it was such a bad movie, maybe I'm just kind of like, ugh.
You have to take the Justice League, the Joss Whedon one.
Maybe I should just watch. Should I just wait, or should I watch the first release?
I would watch the first one. So you know how much better this one is.
Yeah, it'll make you appreciate the new one, probably.
That's what I mean. Maybe I'll just appreciate the trailer more because I don't have the hype. I don't have the hype train as much going on.
No. Pete, what about you?
I saw it. I liked it. It's. I mean, I am kind of superheroed out, so I'm like, okay,
I'm never
all right.
superheroed.
I'm hoping it's going to be good. And I'm hoping that my bladder's gonna go the distance.
Well, you get to
pause it.
Yeah, I know that, but that takes you out of the experience.
I understand, but you can pause it.
You can tell there's moments where that are possible.
True.
If this was theatrical, they would have put an intermission in it.
That's true. But yeah, I'm cautiously optimistic because I mean it's. Cyborg is not exactly the most compelling character.
I liked him.
Yeah.
I think you have to unlearn what you have learned from the first movie. This is going to be completely different.
Yeah, I do know that there's like 3 hours worth of material that was shot that got out.
I heard something really low, like 10 to 15% of Zack Snyder's footage was used in the Joss Whedon version.
Wow, really?
The whole movie was reshot.
Well, like I said, the article I read said there are a full 2.5 hours of new footage in the 4 hours of. So that's a lot.
Yeah, and again, this was a big win for Zack Snyder and for the fandom. because the fans wanted this. And credit to AT&T and Warner Brothers for listening and greenlighting this so he could go out and shoot more stuff.
Right.
And finish this movie. I mean, most of it was already shot, but I know he had to fill in some cracks. Because of what happened during the whole production where his daughter committed suicide and then
Oh yeah.
they went on a pass. They brought in Joss Whedon because they wouldn't move the release date to allow him to take time off.
Yeah, there was studio interference even before everything happened with his daughter too.
Oh yeah,
I think I know which article you're talking about. It just goes through the whole timeline of things that like they originally wanted it to be close to 3 hours, and they'll bring it down to 2, and then now we're not doing 2 movies anymore. And they were hacking away at it the whole time.
The whole time. Yeah, and I think they panicked because BVS flopped.
Yeah.
Financially, and they panicked and they started losing faith in Zack Snyder quickly, really quickly. Especially because they're looking at Marvel, who's just cashing billion-dollar checks after billion-dollar checks. They could put out total garbage like Captain Marvel and make $1 billion with it.
Yeah.
The problem, I think, is none of the movies are cohesive together as the Marvel movies are.
They try to give quick origin stories of characters that haven't been introduced.
Part of the problem is Zack Snyder did have, at least he had a vision for the whole thing,
right?
And by disposing of him, basically in the 3rd movie, he did Man of Steel, he did Batman v Superman, and then the next was going to be 2 Justice League films. And then he had his hand in Aquaman and the first Wonder Woman.
Yeah.
But beyond that, all of a sudden it's all over the place. I mean, look at Suicide Squad. They hacked the shit out of that because they were trying to distance themselves from the Zack Snyder.
Yeah.
Wow.
And I think if this does well, I mean, I don't know how you can even quantify doing well on a streaming service, maybe with new subs, but if this is a success or deemed a success, you're probably going to see the David Ayer cut of Suicide Squad, which again will be a completely different movie.
Oh, completely. Yeah. It actually, as you watched that movie, you felt like there was pieces cut out because the story just didn't make sense. There was all of a sudden you'd be watching something, you're like, wait a second, did I miss something?
Nothing.
Nothing sort of.
Right.
It seems
the studio
kind of
just got their
around.
hands all dirty with both Batman, Superman, and Suicide Squad.
Yeah.
You always know when there's scenes in a trailer that don't show up in the movie that the movie's gonna have problems.
Yeah.
And sometimes you see that. You'll see, wait a second, that was in the trailer, but that wasn't in the movie.
Right.
Well, now that Darkseid shows up in the trailer, is he going to play a primary role in this movie?
Well, I think what the idea was in the 2-parter is that it was like the Thanos thing. Like it'd be a slow burn. Look out, Darkseid's coming, and then he shows up in the 2nd movie. So I think he'll be really prevalent in the second half.
Yeah.
The first 2 hours will be setting up that he's coming. He looked so.
Now
he looks great.
He's like a Thanos character. He's pretty much DC.
Basically, yeah.
Basically, for me, Darkseid. Growing up, I had 3 favorite villains. Like if they showed up in a comic book or in a cartoon, or Darth Vader didn't, but Vader being one. Darkseid was number 2, and Doctor Doom was number 3.
Oh yeah.
Any of those showed up anywhere, I was like, yeah, don't bother me. I'm watching that. So I was really excited, and what also excited me, and I put it in the opening video, was the complete redress of the Joker.
Yeah.
Jared Leto's Joker looks a lot like Heath Ledger's Joker.
Yeah, definitely paying homage to that. Yeah.
Yeah.
They changed him from being like street gangster Joker to back to looks like he's the brilliant psychotic character that
smart move.
It's being really talked about too. I keep seeing all that aspect, that Joker all over the place right now. It's kind of a big deal. So
it's a huge deal because Jared Leto's he was only in Suicide Squad for like 8 minutes. I think.
Gangster rap kind of.
He was a specific type of Joker. I mean,
wasn't good.
Yeah,
wasn't good.
He was like a Machine Gun Kelly. You know who that is? He's a rapper.
Oh my god, is he a rapper though? That wasn't rapping what he was doing on SNL.
I think he actually tries to sing now and have.
Sounds like bad Blink 182, but anyway, another story.
So for me personally, I cannot wait for this. What are we, about a month out?
Yeah, March, right?
8th of March, I think. So I'm going to have to actually get HBO Max.
Wait. We're not going to see this in the big screen?
No.
Nope.
Where have you been?
No, this is HBO Max only.
We rent
4
the
hours.
theater. We rent the theater out, man.
We could rent the theater out.
Yeah,
we
but
talked about this.
it
We
has
could
to be
rent
on
the theater
Blu-ray.
out.
The theater wants it.
No,
Your theater.
my theater now says they can do anything. So I don't know.
Give them a Fire Stick.
They
And
can stream. They can stream now.
Do it.
let's go do that.
Do it.
I'll phone and find
Get
out.
in the chopper.
We'll talk about this later. Yeah.
Because I know the AMC down the street will only show what they have in their current inventory. They have like 35 films, old and new. And
Yeah, no, I just saw an email that they'll stream whatever, any DVD you bring to whatever.
They probably have like
They
a.
can
They
do
probably
HBO
have.
Max. I don't know. I can find out.
But they're gonna have to.
I mean, this is going to be coming to Blu-ray anyway, but
Yeah, they actually said I think a month after.
Right, but you're not gonna want to wait then.
4 hours is kind of a long time, though. I don't know. That's kind of like 2 movies. in
Hey,
one,
if they could play it on the big screen, I'm down. I mean, I don't know how much it would cost to rent the theater for the night, but
it's like $100. So you got to get like.
Well,
10.
that was only on Mondays and Tuesdays, and they're not doing that anymore. So, but
So what is it now? Like
I have no idea.
Oh, yeah. Now that I was shocked. I looked the other night. Was it Monday, Sunday, or Monday? I looked. It was Monday morning. Actually, I opened my AMC app and I looked to see what was playing because I have a $10 birthday credit. It has to be used before the end of February.
Mm.
And I look and I was stunned at what I saw.
what'd you see?
Yeah.
Sold out, sold out, sold out, sold out, sold out, sold out.
Wow.
That's pretty stunning.
Movies being sold out.
And these are movies that are also like on HBO Max. Some of them, you know.
Well, the newer movies had seats because they have like 10 showings or whatever.
Oh wow.
But it was stuff like Back to the Future all showing sold.
Oh yeah.
Karate Kid also showing sold out. Was it Crazy Rich Asians all showing sold out?
Mm.
And they're at 40% capacity. That's half almost sold out. And it was in the morning, sold out.
Wow. Well, it's because everyone had yesterday off.
Yeah, but then I started looking at like today, tomorrow, sold out.
Wow. Good for them.
So that's a positive sign. So, but yeah, that's a good idea. We should maybe rent the theater to watch Justice League.
I'll get the info.
I think it would be the best way to do it.
Absolutely. I mean, the bummer is that it's on HBO Max. But
Who has HBO Max here?
Stacy.
There you go.
I'm gonna get the free one. You know, you get a free month or whatever.
It's worth it. And even my son today said he's like, I'm pretty sure this is the best streaming service that's out right now.
I'm not paying for Disney Plus anymore, so.
There you go.
Yeah, there you go. You're saving some money.
HBO Max is worth it.
So while we're on the subject of the Justice League, let's go to the Justice League.
Oh, I know. I keep reading these stories.
Yeah, what did Cameron say? The ones that signal the most, or the
Indeed. So J.J. Abrams has the guide to the Bad Robot Guide to White Supremacy. So, got something to say, JJ? So yeah, even Sarah Michelle Gellar wants nothing to do with Joss Whedon. So, and then one of the dudes that was on the show came out today, this afternoon.
Yeah, David Boreanaz.
Yeah, him. Yep.
Oh, really? What did he say?
He said he supports the people who claim that Joss Whedon's a prick.
He just sounds like a real.
And
like
he created a hostile
mean...
work environment. Hostile work environment. He's a womanizing scumbag. How many times did he cheat on his wife? Like 50? I don't know.
I couldn't tell you.
So
But why? Who would cheat with him? I guess unless they thought they were going to get something out of.
Well, that's exactly. Why would anybody do anything with anybody?
Sleep with me and I'll give you a career, baby.
Opportunity.
Man, but just likes to enjoy, gets off on demeaning people.
Yeah. Well, and he's in the industry through nepotism, and he's admitted that. He came to Wesleyan, 20 years ago now. He did a lecture over at Wesleyan and completely admitted. He said, you know, when he opened it up to Q&A, he said, "Don't ask me how to get in the business because I don't know, because I got a free pass." So, and then someone we know, Pete, raised his hand and said, "If I'm a struggling writer, how would I get into the business?" After being told not to ask that question. I think you know who I'm talking about.
I think I do.
So, yeah. So I stand with Ray Fisher. So this woman here goes on and on about the toxic work environment. And so, Pete, I had to think of you. because we've been dogpiling on Ray Fisher since July. And I'll say this, because we don't know anything, because Ray still has not provided any detail like this.
I still think it's a bit of column A and column B with him.
Specific things like, you know, really inappropriate things that he said to that one woman.
But she has the receipts here, right?
Yeah.
Ray has provided 0 receipts.
Right. But
Yeah,
it's more likely that he's kind of being pretty upfront about something. He's just not saying exactly what it is. I mean, he's probably...
Yeah, I still think that with Ray Fisher that more than half of it was him basically trying to push his weight around in a hostile environment anyway.
Correct.
You know, the fact that here we've got this $250 million movie that's going to tank if we don't handle it exactly right.
On its second director.
Yeah, on a second director who's feeling the pressure from the studio, who, you know, has probably given him a laundry list of things to do.
Yeah.
And there he is on his first movie, probably not understanding that this is a pressure cooker.
Yeah, I do.
On top of the fact that Joss Whedon's an asshole.
Yeah, I mean, I think Joss is a prick, but at the same time, Ray's inexperience cost him, I think, too.
Yeah.
He just didn't know when to not say something, probably. He probably, in Whedon's a prick, and he probably really let him have it.
Yeah.
Because he's a rookie. He's on his first movie.
Right.
So if he treats his A-list like this, how's he going to treat the D-list, right?
Right.
So, yeah. Well, Joss Whedon, I think we won't be hearing much of him anymore. Oh, we're going to have to stop right here because we're bringing in our...
Hi, everyone.
Hello there.
How are you?
I'm doing good. Sorry, I'm kind of dragging. It's like I had to go to the gym, come back, eat dinner, and then hop on for a little bit before I have to hop over to the Dark Council to mod for them. So happy I could pop on with you guys.
Well, thanks so much for coming.
Welcome.
Absolutely.
We're happy to have you here.
So we will skip ahead. We'll go straight over to
Keith's favorite subject.
Yeah.
It's okay.
Can't wait. It's either JJ or this.
Oh.
Get him going on JJ. He'll talk for about a good 20 minutes.
I hear you. Don't get me started on JJ.
Why not?
Not enough
you got time.
Not enough wine.
All right. Well, I held this for you because I've been watching you on other channels the last couple of days, and this has been quite a ride.
Oh, tell me about it. I was on a stream on Mary Mayhem's channel for the Babe to Menace, and that's usually pretty laid back stream. We're just, talking about BS and having fun and all that. And then we find out this news about Gina Carano, because at first someone in our chat had put a message in, and we're just kind of like, is this for real, or or is this a joke, or we're not quite sure. So I said, let me check Deadline, because I said if Deadline has it up, then it's more than likely true, because that's like the de facto dissemination point for Hollywood. When it was in print, it used to be like Variety and the Hollywood Reporter. Now Deadline's taken that over. So we pull that story up, and it's just like, we cannot freaking believe what we're reading.
I know.
It was just like, this has to be, hearsay or a joke or what's going on. But more outlets kept corroborating it, and I can't even really describe just how gutted and angry everyone was to hear this news about Gina getting fired, by Lucasfilm.
Yeah, after being gaslit for about a year.
Oh, absolutely.
Here's a great example here. So here's the post that they considered abhorrent and taken completely out of context, clearly, and proved this warning she posted. They turned around and proved exactly what she was trying to say here. I mean, they walked right into the trap.
Oh, absolutely. Anyone with any common sense and reading comprehension would be able to figure out that she was speaking about the dangers of your government or your politicians turning you against a group of people. And anyone who studied history around this period of time knew that was a very real threat. They basically turned a lot of people in the population against the Jews. And there was a lot of propaganda about it, laws enacted, ostracizing them for society. So that's very real. And it's like now, if you have like the wrong political view, it's just like you're ostracized and, cancel mob comes after you. And it was very obvious that she was pointing out basically, hello, if you don't pay attention to history, you're doomed to repeat it. And we're starting to repeat it.
Yeah, that's exactly what it was. And, people like Robert Meyer Burnett, who's Jewish, said she's 100% correct. She's 100% correct with that. And it's not anti-Semitic at all. So Fire Gina Carano starts trending, and we know what happened next. But you go down the list of Lucasfilm employees. Co-star. It actually called half of the American public Nazis and or white supremacists. He tweeted this a while back, drawing a direct parallel, and that's okay. Christina Ariel. We every channel's gone through this a billion times, and I did a video about it too. But you have Mark Ruffalo, we have a Nazi. All these people are employed by the same company, but they still have their jobs.
Yeah, because they have the right politics.
This guy's the worst. This guy produces.
He's absolutely horrible.
He's a producer of children's programming. MAGA kids go screaming hats first into the window.
That's so
How
bad.
he still has his job.
So bad.
Unreal.
But the thing is, I don't think she played in Kathleen Kennedy's camp. And that's basically what it
she
is.
didn't play ball with her.
No, it's like in high school you had the cheerleaders and you had the misfits or the punk rockers, and it's just different camps. You know what I mean? I don't think she. It's just the way it is.
Well, they've been gunning for her since the pronoun thing.
Yeah.
So, the next story that comes out is that the Disney execs were shocked at the amount of cancellations of Disney Plus. Which, if you go, this is great. Have you seen this, Lorena?
I have not. What are we looking at here?
Yellow Flash put this up. So Reddit did a comparison of the trending hashtags.
Mm-hmm.
So the same, Fire Gina Carano peaked out, I say 12,000, 18, 24,000, 28, 31,000 was their top number of trending tweets. But
I think it hurts.
Yep. But Cancel Disney Plus got 101,000, 92,000. So Cancel Disney Plus had 4 times, in some cases more than 4 times, the volume of people calling for their head. So I think Disney was kind of shocked by that. This is a huge miscalculation on their part.
Oh, it is. It is. But they're in this bubble. And this is what I kind of try to tell people about Hollywood. They think that they do not make any mistakes. They think that their way is the highway, and the rest of us, surfs out here just need to get along with the program.
And if it fails, it's not their fault. It's your fault.
Exactly. It's our fault. You're too much of an ist or a phobe or whatever,
we
to
didn't
understand our
content.
genius.
Yeah.
No, we didn't make crappy content or roll out a streaming service where we foolishly thought that people would love to see our legacy content, and that would be enough to bring people in. Don't think so.
No, all they've done in the last decade is purchase things and put their sticker on it, and they don't do any heavy lifting at all. I mean, what has Disney Original put out that's any good?
They haven't put out. Oh Lord, I think the first thing I ever really paid attention to was probably, I want to say, Moana, because when I bought my Disney stock maybe about 15 years ago, it was before they bought Marvel and actually after they had bought Pixar, because their properties couldn't compete with Pixar.
No.
Pixar movies were just killing them at the box office, and people wanted in the parks. It's like, yeah, we want to see the Disney legacy characters, but the quote unquote hot characters were all Pixar.
Yeah,
Right.
You're right.
I was actually upset with Steve Jobs for selling the company outright to Disney when he
Yeah.
did. It's like, no, because he was distributing through them or prior to that, but to sell the company to them.
Yeah, I was hoping they wouldn't.
Yeah, there's been
do
there's
that.
been a drop off there. I mean, Pixar's not what it used to be. They're still very good, but
Yeah, they're not. And John Lasseter left for I think it's Skydance.
Yeah.
And they're working with Netflix, and a whole lot of talent has been bleeding over to Skydance to follow Lasseter.
I saw that he poached Pixar clean. He took all the big names except for Pete Docter, who's now going to run Pixar, I guess. So Pete Docter won't be doing anything creative anymore. He's going to be a pencil pusher.
Pretty much.
So bye Pixar. So Lucasfilm pulled the license on the toys as well.
Yeah.
So if you have a mint and boxed version, you get over $100 for it now.
It's actually, I saw the Black Series figure in the box is $275 on eBay.
Wow.
270. The 3-inch figures are going for $100.
And they were going to do a second release of her, and they canceled all the pre-orders.
Yep.
That is, oh my gosh, talk about petty.
What are they going to do? What are they going to do with all of our figures now? They're just in some warehouse. It's going to be like ET. They're going to put it in the landfill.
This is such short-sightedness. This is such bitter. You could see Kathleen Kennedy, like you could almost see her stomping around the office, like throwing tantrums. And I think this all started with the Luke Skywalker appearance. I think she lost her shit when that happened, because nobody accepts her characters. Nobody accepts anything that she's created. Hey, Fat Steven, you want to come in here?
Hey, Fat Steven.
You want to join us?
Did you see the shout out from Edwin too?
Yeah.
Oh, hey, when
3.5 inches is funny. Well, the size doesn't matter. It's how well it's put together, I guess. But
hardly anybody wants the like Kathleen Kennedy era Star Wars type of stuff. I mean, I was just at Disney in December, and I'm down at the World of Disney store, and going over there where the Star Wars section is. All you see is Baby Yoda, Mandalorian merchandise. People are like pulling that stuff off the shelves. I think I maybe saw one Rey figure, maybe one Kylo Ren, but you had to dig to find that.
Yeah.
Hardly anybody wants any of that.
No.
And of course she has to feel some type of way about that.
Well,
yeah, Rose Tico figures are peg warmers.
Yeah, no one wants Rose. No. They had to send her back.
Look at the female characters that Kathleen Kennedy's brought to screen. Rey, Rose Tico, Holdo, who was the Urso? Like, these characters are all bad.
They're forgettable.
They're forgettable because they're prototypical. They're archetypical. They don't have anything special about them. Now she gets this character, Cara Dune, who's a legitimately strong, independent woman, right? And everyone loves her. Aside from the Grogu, it's the hottest selling toy.
Yeah, my mom knows who Baby Yoda is. I mean, it's like,
Yeah, but we're talking about Cara Dune.
No, I know, but
so they go and cancel the hottest selling toy next to Grogu. Right? They're trying to erase her from history. They're trying to erase her from existence.
Yeah, weren't there posters not too long ago for the Mandalorian that she was surreptitiously removed and very, very obviously taken out of?
Yes,
that's right. In favor of Ahsoka, I believe.
That's right. Yes,
right.
Who is in a bit of her own trouble with Lucasfilm?
Oh,
Rosario.
Really?
Rosario. They were after her.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
She had
for
the maid or something. She had a
case.
Yeah,
that was going on. Yeah, it and there was nothing transphobic about it, but you can't tell the mob that.
Exactly. exactly.
No, they're just on standby waiting.
So 24 hours, and this didn't happen where Ben Shapiro called her up overnight and said, "Hey, let's make a movie together." But this was clearly already in the works. It's funny, Lorena, you probably thought this too, that we thought she knew a while back, right? I mean, I think she knew the writing was on the wall, but I think
I'm sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt you.
Well, I was just going to say that, I think the general idea when this came out the next day was like, oh, she probably knew she was going to get fired a week earlier, 2 weeks earlier. So she was making plans, right?
That would be the smart bet. I mean, I can only speak from professional experience, but when I've been at a company and you see certain things going on and you don't get invited to certain meetings like you used to, and you see people leaving and you hear stuff going on, you start creating what's called an exit strategy. Where you don't know whether you're going to have to push the button on that, or not. And, I suspect that, Gina's pretty shrewd. And yeah, she saw the writing that was going on that was on the wall, even with the so-called approved pronoun apology. I don't know if you guys saw that big, long article. We actually talked about it on Toxic Femininity, where they tried to make her give this like approved post, apologize for pronouns. So approved, it's like Disney PR says, this is what you have to say. And she's like, no, I'm not going to say that. I'm going to do an apology, in my own way. And I'm pretty sure with that happening, it's like, what, I need to figure out what my exit strategy or plan B is going to be.
Yeah. Here's the quote right here. This is Barry Weiss did the first interview with Gina after this happened. So Gina says, earlier on last year before The Mandalorian came out, they wanted me to use their exact wording for an apology over pronoun usage. I declined and offered a statement in my own words. I made clear I wanted nothing to do with mocking the transgender community and was just drawing attention to the abuse of the mob in forcing people to put pronouns in their bio, she told me. Lucasfilm's response was to exclude her from all press and promotion for the show, according to Carano. That was heartbreaking, but I didn't want to take away from the hard work of everyone who worked on the project, so I said, okay. That was the last time I was contacted about any type of public statement or apology from Lucasfilm. I found out through social media, like everyone else, I'd been fired.
Isn't it just like a unprofessional, punk-ass, spineless move? But then again, I like to remind people, this is the same company that laid off 32,000 cast members by email.
That's a good point.
Yeah, that's true. Yep.
Yeah.
The hilarious thing, the fact that you have to give an apology for not putting something in your profile, I can't even wrap my mind around it. Are you kidding me? She didn't actively do anything. She just
I think for her pronouns, she actually said like beep beep boop or something like that.
Well, she said
so what? That's her profile. She can.
Yeah.
Exactly.
That doesn't insult anybody. It's like she should have a say over what goes in her profile if it's not offensive. Jeez.
Well, for me, a lot of people were theorizing that they might James Gunn her, that they're, because I guess the truth of it is, and the way the statement was written from unnamed Lucasfilm spokesperson, like nobody from Lucasfilm has actually put their face to this yet.
No, and that's what I was looking for. It's just like, who's going to have, the official press release from Lucasfilm with a name attached to it? Because that's what I was looking for.
Right.
Yep.
So apparently nobody was really under contract because they're between seasons.
Right.
So this, where it said she's not under contract currently and there's no plans for the future is kind of a generic statement. That's
yeah.
They didn't really fire her. She's just not under contract right now.
Right.
No.
But nobody wants to take ownership of it. And there's also those rumors, Lorena, where they said that that was supposed to come out after the Q1 earnings call or investor call. But someone leaked it the day before the investor call because they were trying to save her.
Yeah, I had heard about that, but I'm not so sure how much credence that lends to that because they don't in the earnings calls that they have, they don't usually talk about hirings or firings. I mean, in the last, I want to say the Q4 earnings call, they didn't mention the 32,000 cast members that they laid off. That wasn't mentioned. So I wasn't really expecting for them to mention anything about her firing because, well, not say firing, that her contract wasn't renewed, because they mostly just focus on asking financial questions of, Bob and the CFO. And those questions, again, are from a very small group of people.
Right.
And they're vetted beforehand, pretty much.
Now, did you have access to that call, or because you're
yeah, I had access to that call. Pretty much anyone. If you go to WaltDisneyCompany.com, not Disney Parks, WaltDisneyCompany.com, and you go to, I believe it's Investor News, the call is there for anyone to listen to. However, not anyone gets to ask a question. Again, they're from, financial houses like JP Morgan, UBS, Warwick, things like that. So the only time that I would potentially get to ask a question is during the annual stockholders meeting, which is next month on March 11th, I believe.
Oh, that'd be interesting.
Yeah, that's going to be a real freaking dumpster fire because they cannot vet those questions ahead of time. That's where people like me and, little grannies and parents and people like I have my 1 or 2, shares of stock. And, I'm not like, these big financial people, but let me tell you what I don't like about where the company's going. And Star Wars came up last year, so I'm pretty sure it's going to come up again this year.
Oh, absolutely. I don't know if you were on Doomcock stream Friday night, and I can't, who knows? It's all take it with a grain of salt. But there was someone in the chat who kept posting that he has 3 friends at Lucasfilm, and that it's like haywire over there. There's like it's mayhem. It's a circus. Kennedy's on the warpath. Apparently, she went to Favreau and said it's you or her. And Favreau called her bluff and said something like, "Well, I'm not going anywhere." And then when they fired her, he's pissed. Now he's pissed because he thought she was just on one of her tirades again. So now apparently there's a rumor that he's being offered the DCEU going forward, and he might just bail on the Mandalorian too.
That's interesting. I haven't heard anything like that. I know I've been in Hollywood and around people in Hollywood, and a lot of times rumors get leaked just to get people to do certain things.
Yeah.
So it's true. It's like take it with a grain of salt. Exactly. Take it with a grain of salt. But this type of thing happens all the time.
Yeah. Oh yeah. And apparently he said 2 of the contacts are interns there, and they're getting like beaten on.
You're like way on a totem pole. If you're like an intern or a PA, you get treated worse than dirt.
Horrible. And I guess the phones are ringing off the hook, and they just they can't handle the backlash from this. They had no idea. I think Kennedy's hubris is so large that she didn't anticipate.
Oh, absolutely.
I was like, it's a minor character. We're just going to ditch her and nobody will care.
Yeah, nobody's going to pay attention.
Everybody hates all the female characters anyway, so who's going to cause a fuss?
Horrible underestimation. And the thing that she found out on social media, I mean, can you imagine sitting home, what was that, Thursday night or Friday night when that happened? Thursday night? Can you imagine finding that out that way?
Through social media.
How brave of
Exactly.
them.
I'm trying to remember someone, I think was it Vox or was it
Before the internet.
some digital fish wrap site where they had announced a bunch of layoffs, and how they found out they were laid off was because it was put on the website.
It's so low rent for a company the size of Lucasfilm.
It is, but with what Lucasfilm has been doing lately, it's like the Lucasfilm of, like, say, when the prequels came out is not the Lucasfilm of today.
No.
And it's like they have no scruples whatsoever. I mean, you have people who work for Lucasfilm pretty much trashing the fans every chance that they get, which I'm pretty sure some of you guys have seen,
Oh God.
what's on social media. It's like there was a time where if you worked for a company like Lucasfilm, you weren't trashing fans. If somebody said something really crappy, it's like, well, I appreciate your feedback, and well, that was pretty much it. But you have people actively trashing fans like Pablo Hidalgo, and it's horrible.
It's unbelievable, and I've been saying it since they started doing it a couple of years ago that I keep saying it. When is someone going to stop? Like, you got Marvel employees doing it, you've got Lucasfilm employees doing it. When is Disney going to say, hey, stop attacking the paying customers here?
They're not going to do it until financially it really hurts, because in addition to being a Star Wars fan, I'm also a Disney fan. And for years, Disney has been screwing over the people who go to the parks for years, between increasing fees, between increasing prices on tickets, between increasing prices on food, decreasing the quality of the attractions that they have there. It's like, it's been like all of these cuts that are happening, and they're just treating the paying people almost to the point where your regular middle class people, who for them, a trip to Disney World, it was something you saved for, but it wouldn't break the bank. Now it's absolutely damn near unaffordable. And even for people like me who can afford to go, we're just like, no, we're not doing it, and have cut back substantially. And if they're willing to do that, to Disney fans, they have no scruples with doing it to Star Wars fans.
No, it's horrible. Mr. Lundell,
hey, I love that baby.
You're absolutely right about this. We have someone who we already scheduled, and he had internet problems. We're going to bring him back, who worked with her for years. Plenty to say about her. Good friend of mine. So yeah. She's failed upward her whole career, and just she doesn't have the ability to take the social pulse. I mean, the big mistake they're making here is she has said from the beginning something, I'm paraphrasing, but something along the lines of, we don't need 50-year-old Star Wars fans. We want the new, younger Star Wars fans.
Yep.
She did say that. Were you guys aware that Galaxy's Edge at Disney World and Disneyland was originally supposed to be based on the original trilogy?
Yes, and she said
exactly.
She said no. We want younger people, so put the trilogy, and then the park almost failed completely. So now I guess they're putting Mandalorian characters in there.
Yeah, they're gonna have to try to do that to try and save it, because it's basically it's like a strip mall with a dive bar in it, and it's pretty much just like, oh, we have to go through there to get the Toy Story Land, which is like a buzz with activity. It's God, it's like it really is. It's just it's not what it was supposed to be. They get traffic through there, but it's almost like soulless. So yeah, so now they have to use the Mandalorian to try to revive it, but we'll see.
Well, she's not thinking bigger picture. She's not thinking generationally. That if you keep the old fans happy, that I will show my children, and bring them in, and now you have the whole family, and then down the road, grandkids and whatnot. So
because that's how it used to be at Disney World. I don't know how many of you have gone before, but if you remember, they used to have an event every weekend in May called Star Wars Weekends. They used to have at the studios,
right.
And it was like a convention every weekend. You had people there, they were dressed up, they had their kids, they had their grandkids. They had cast members out, like stormtroopers, Darth Vader, Boba Fett. It was a great time, and that's gone. You can't even wear your own, Star Wars cosplay there anymore. They wouldn't even let you do that.
Yeah, they heavily discourage you from doing that. Yeah,
exactly. So it's that whole atmosphere is now gone, and along with the money. And again, like you were saying, Kathleen Kennedy is so short-sighted; she can't see that it's not just about the present generation of fans that are there.
Right.
You know, the old school fans was like, where do you think that money comes from? Then getting their kids hooked on it and their grandkids hooked on it. It's so short-sighted, but makes me wonder she knows where all the bodies are buried or something. Because like
Yeah,
that's
that's
keep
my
failing up.
theory on that, yeah.
We've been saying that for years, that she's got something on Bob Iger, or both of Bob's. Like, she knows who they've been with or something. She's got photos, something.
Yeah, there has to be some sort of legitimate reason why that she hasn't been given the boot by now.
Well, I think this is going to be one of those times in pop culture history we look back on and say, this is where it all turned. I think
Yeah.
a big mistake here.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah, who's next?
And ironic,
Exactly.
Chris Pratt.
No way.
Yeah, I think you're right.
know.
It might
That
be.
could happen.
Yeah.
Yeah, they've already
Plays
said
though.
that they're after the next Guardians movie, they're gonna start changing out the cast. They've already they've sort of mentally prepared the fan base to we're gonna get rid of it.
I heard the day after Gina, I heard Kevin Sorbo was next, and then his Facebook account got whacked.
Yep.
Interesting.
Yeah.
It's like blacklisted.
That's the thing. I mean, Lorena, you know, I mean, how gross these people. They get up in the morning and all they do is go after someone. They get rid of it, and the next day it's somebody else. You know.
Yeah, they do
what- it's
because
like-
they have no purpose except to just get on there and see who can virtue signal, you know, the most, who control, you know, the most.
Well, and then they go make sock puppet accounts, so it's the same person.
Oh yeah, that too. And then, you know, they pop up, you know, like that, and it's just it's despicable.
Yeah. Speaking of despicable, I don't know if you saw this. This was the same day the news broke about Gina, and this tone deaf idiot.
Do you know who he is?
Oh, Josh Gad.
Yeah.
Anyway.
He's
Yeah.
a beta.
Yeah, he's
The
a
beta.
beta. It's
Olaf.
like, okay, Olaf.
Yeah.
And the hamster and the ball in this movie Bolt from Disney,
Yeah,
which was
he's
horrible.
got one of those really punchable faces.
He does. He does.
He clearly knew what he was saying when he said this,
Oh, he totally knew.
Good things.
He
Yeah.
totally knew.
because Pedro got a role on The Last of Us, the lead role. He's number 1 on the call sheet.
Mm-hmm.
So I mean, that was just low. And then now it looks like. Have you seen this?
Yes.
I saw it and I heard about it. If it happens, I wouldn't be surprised. It's not like someone else can't
Wear a
fill
helmet.
that role. Yeah, wear a helmet, and
That's true. That's very true.
you know, it's not like it would be any
Right.
big loss or anything like that.
So yeah, this deal he made for The Last of Us, it takes precedent over The Mandalorian. So he's number 1 on the call sheet, and somewhere here it says it takes the precedence. So
yeah, you know, he's upset he didn't get to have his face shown as
Right.
much.
Right. So if
Do they
anything,
use his
he'll
voice
come
on the
in-
show? Is that Peter's
Yes.
voice?
Yeah.
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 So that'll be his role. He'll come in at the they'll shoot the whole season, and he'll come in and do the voiceover.
Yeah, it'll take it'll take him a day and a half to shoot to record all the dialogue.
Pretty
Right.
much.
Right.
If
could
they
be
have
anybody
to
in the
take his
suit.
helmet off, they'll find a window where they're on hiatus on the other show. Bring him in, take his helmet off for his one scene with the helmet off.
Or digitally scan them ahead of time so they can just plop it on whenever.
Right.
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 You know, this is ILM we're talking about here.
Yeah.
Changes are afoot. That's for sure. I mean, this was just crazy. But I mean, every channel's talked it to death. We've talked it to death. You've talked it to death. But it's the ongoing saga. And I think Gary said it today on Az's show, and I think we can't just stop talking about it, because if we do, it'll go away. It'll go down the hole. And
Yeah, I agree.
in the stream of consciousness, because
You have to keep it going on some level.
and to me, I was thinking, well, if they fix things up down the road, I'll take my Disney Plus back or whatever. But after finding out that they didn't even have the balls to bring her in and do it, that she found out when we did, the same way we did,
Mm-hmm.
done. They're not getting a penny from me ever again. Not a penny until Kathleen Kennedy's gone.
Well, I think we all agreed with that.
Yeah.
We've been trying to get rid of her for a while now.
Yeah, but I was still buying the toys, and I'm done.
Oh, I look at my windowsill. I mean, I got toys everywhere, but
I don't want to give them a red cent.
Well, I know for me, I have Disney Plus for the grand sum total of 1 penny.
Yeah.
And I share the service with my sister and her kids.
There you
So,
go.
you know, we kind of do that. But again, with like respect to memorabilia, I haven't bought anything in the past like 6 months with respect to Disney. Like there was a chance where I could have bought an annual pass to Disney World. I did not. I bought one instead for Universal.
I mean, you know, this is a company who virtue signals and then goes and shoots
yeah.
a movie next to a concentration camp and then thanks them.
And thanks them for doing that. Yeah. Yeah.
It's a
Isn't that
shame
what,
because it's like a 21st century. It's like a 21st century McCarthyism in reverse.
It is.
And
It is.
It's sad because what we say will be used against us eternally. They'll go back 5-10 years and look at your Twitter accounts and use that against you.
Oh yeah,
So
they will.
They did that with James Gunn.
Yeah, they'll do that. And you don't even
Yeah.
have to be a celebrity. You can just be someone you follow, because Gina Carano follows me. And I've noticed some people going in and finding tweets that I made like to her for like months ago,
Yeah.
you know, liking them. So it's, you know, that's what they'll do. They'll go dig in there to try to find something to show you up. I'd love to see them
yeah,
find
it's
something.
And
Didn't Cameron say that the ones that virtue signal the most are the most guilty?
Oh, heck yeah.
Oh,
They
yeah.
are, because it's your classic projection.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
You know, don't look at me. You know,
Yeah,
look at what I say.
It's really alarming that the people who told us it was the other people that were like this are now exposing themselves, and it's frustrating and disheartening.
Yeah, it is. But, you know, keep the pressure up on them. You know, sunlight is the best disinfectant. Don't let them get away with this crap. They try to call you an istinophobe or whatever. It's like sheets, so shut the heck up.
The word no. They can't process the word no.
Oh, they can't.
You ever
melt down.
remember Mars Attacks, Lorena? When they played the Slim Whitman
Yes.
records and the heads popped? Yeah. That's what happens when you tell no and SJW no.
Oh, they lose it. The meltdown is delicious. Hey, Ginger Ninja.
Ninja, welcome. Yeah, it's no is a good one. I mean, I got it. I've been, you know, we're new in all this, but I'm already getting attacked. So, but it's funny because they come with their, they come with their set of instructions. They just say that they say the same thing.
They do, like an NPC, right?
They are NPCs. They repeat this mantra, and then you hit them back with actual fact, and then they insult you.
Oh yeah.
This guy actually worked for Joe Biden, who attacked me, and he gave me this bullshit. I said no, blah blah blah. This is the truth. This is the actual fact. And then he went, "Enjoy your irrelevancy, jerk," and then blocked me. That's what they do.
Oh, yeah, that's what they do. That's what they do. They'll go and block you. Like my favorite one, and my
Good
followers know this on Twitter. My favorite one is at least once a year I'll get called racist.
You?
Yeah. And when it happens, folks are like, "Oh, get the popcorn. We're gonna watch and see what happens." Backpedaling. It's just like, yeah, it's something else. It's something else to see. But that's what they'll do. They either block you, or they insult you, or ignore you, because they have nothing else to do when you present them, with facts. And it doesn't matter how many followers you have. If you have the wrong think,
yeah,
you're fair game to be attacked.
Oh, absolutely. The back to the no thing, it's because I firmly believe it's the participation trophy generation. They were never told no, and so they can't get into they've taken away the idea of having discourse. It's fine. We can disagree on topics. We don't have to hate each other and dehumanize one another because we don't agree on something.
Exactly.
Whatever happened to
Amen.
saying, let's agree to disagree? Remember, people used to say that?
It's true.
Not anymore.
Yeah.
It was before the internet. That's when people.
Well said.
Now it's
before Twitter.
Now it's I don't like your opinion. # fire you. I'm gonna destroy your life now. I'm gonna like you said, dig back into your past. Oh, you like to tweet from so and so who's a Trump supporter. Now
Exactly.
not that.
You're trash.
You're trash.
Like, yeah.
Then we're gonna shut you down for good.
Yes. And they'll say we're gonna shut you down, or we're gonna call all our other sock puppet friends to come after you.
Reina, I was so jealous of you when you had R&B the other day. And,
yeah, I didn't. I was shocked.
I was watching you. My face was green with envy.
So was Tom for Midnight Edge. No, I love Tom.
I love Tom too.
They let me on there, and that's actually where I first met Robert Meyer Burnett. And so I just said, "Hey, would you like to come? On my little show?" And he was like, "Yeah, I'd love to come on." I'm like, "Oh wow, I did not expect the yes answer."
He started on a podcast called Inglorious Trexperts years ago, and that's where I first heard him. And he's brilliant. I think he's so even-handed and intellectual. It's unbelievable. He's a brilliant guy.
Absolutely. And we plan to have him back on my channel for a longer period of time. Sometime soon.
Great.
Sometime soon.
But he was canceled.
Mm-hmm.
And he was really hurt. It was not long ago. It was last summer, I think. And a lot of people he'd been friends with for a long time turned on him and started calling him trash.
Yeah.
Because of one tweet he made where he had some opinion that they didn't like. And it was shocking to me because I didn't see the tweet, but I follow Robert, and we've actually bantered on Twitter back and forth. And I admire his sense of humor and vice versa, I think. And all of a sudden he was just off the rails. Like, he was so upset and felt betrayed. Like, I don't even know who the characters are. I have a suspicion who they are, some of them. But they tried to ruin his life. So he knows what that feels like. And it's all for 140 characters, 280 characters.
Yeah, because that's what happens when you have social media, where you have people who can throw stuff at you from behind a keyboard. The keyboard warriors who they don't, show their faces. And it's like what happened with I'm dating myself. AOL and the online forums years ago.
Oh, yeah.
And once those started, people would talk so much trash, and then you would see them at conventions and they would either run and hide or not acknowledge you. So it's like, this is the same person who had so much to say online, but yet in person, nothing.
I like to keep this handy for these conversations.
I like that quote.
Which, again, somebody was saying, "Oh, she's Gina Carano, a typical conservative playing the victim," and I said, if there's one woman who doesn't play the victim, it's Gina Carano. She used to get punched in the face for a living. You realize that, right?
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. Mr. Lundell, one of Gina's best tweets, and it was Cameron Pasha brought it up on our show last week, was the one where she was sitting out in the woods holding him. It was a picture of a woman holding a mirror over her face, which was basically exactly what you just said, Mr. Lundell. It's like, go ahead and say look in the mirror, look at who you are for doing what you're doing. Take a good look. So I don't know. I'm sick to death of these people. I'm sick of every week when I go through these access media headlines to talk about what's going on in pop culture, and it's all this shit over and over and over again.
I know. It can get super depressing. I'm not gonna lie, because when I have to find stuff for my show, not necessarily the Welcome to Florida show, because I see a whole lot of crazy Florida man stories, so they're kind of funny. I like seeing those. But when I have to get articles for toxic femininity, I understand exactly what you're talking about. When you have to wade through all of this stuff and wade through, just the slant on some of these articles. And in addition, it's like, after living in the Hollywood bubble for several years, you get flashbacks of crap that would happen.
I'm sure.
So it's yeah.
And you're right. I mean, a perfect example is that Deadline headline the night Gina was fired, where it said about abhorrent tweets or whatever. Every single media outlet used that exact phrasing.
Oh yeah.
Well, it was a quote because it was a quote.
They passed around the. I mean, every article was almost identical. It was like they took the press release from whoever this person was at Lucasfilm, and but where's the journalism? I mean, the minute the author of these pieces puts their opinion into it, to me, it's just
they don't, because there used to be pride in journalism, and that went to the wayside as soon as the agenda or the message became more important than truth in journalism.
Yep. Yeah, I'm just finishing up a good book by Cheryl Atkinson called Planted.
Oh, she's amazing.
Yeah, and it's wow. And once you read her book, you see it. You see it. You can't unsee it. It's bad, and she teaches you well how to look for an immediate trigger inside of an article or a report that shows that this is someone's agenda. This is not news.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, cray. So, what do you got coming up? What do you have coming up?
Oh, well, let's see. What do I have to look at? My schedule is horrible. Well, I do know that Thursday at 7 p.m. I will be on Justin Proper's channel for his show This Week in BS. So we go over all kinds of just crazy BS articles. So that's on Justin Proper's channel. And then at 9 p.m. on Thursdays is the Queen's Council. We kind of rotate where the council is being held. So this week it's going to be held on According to Christie's channel. So that's on Thursday at 9 p.m. Friday at 12 noon is my lunch table show, and my guest this week, actually I host that, Fat Steven is my co-host on that show, and Mara Jade is going to be our guest.
Oh, cool.
On the show that day. So it'll be really cool to talk to her. And then of course on Sunday at 8 p.m. is my Welcome to Florida show, all kind of crazy things. Florida man, a little bit of Florida history, and we talk some theme park stuff. No problem, Fat Steven. I know where you were. I hadn't expected to be on here tonight, like at all. So I'm glad.
It's my fault. I ambushed Lorena.
Like, oh, you coming on? I'm like, yeah, I did say I wanted to come on the show. I did say that. And of course, on Mondays is Toxic Femininity at 10 p.m. over on Midnight's Edge. You have myself, Mary Mayhem, OG Star Wars, Mandy Summers, aka Ward the Wizard, and as the ladies of the Fandom Menace, we get together and rip crazy pop culture articles a new one. That's pretty much what we do. No one is safe. Nothing is safe. And we have a great time.
With Mr. Tom is driving you ladies. He's the designated driver on that show.
He is. He is, with all the clips and all the, and all the cool stuff. It's an awesome show, and I was so happy when they invited me to be a part of that show. I want to say I think it's getting close to being about a year or so that I've been over on that show.
Yeah, I think I found that show about a year and a half ago. I've been watching Midnight's Edge for a while, but then I noticed that one, and I've been watching that pretty religiously. So you guys all do a great job over there.
Thank you.
Yeah,
all these channels, it's funny because we would watch these channels and then go, get wings and stuff and talk about what we heard on all your channels. And then when the coof hit, we all got locked down and I lost all my work, and we were doing a podcast, and it was Judah Buddha there that said, no, we got to go on YouTube.
Yeah. We were doing the pizza and pop culture podcast.
Yeah, we were doing a pod. It just, it was right.
It was in a pizza joint.
Oh,
literally, it was in a pizza
cool.
place.
It's the Cheers of pizza, literally.
Yeah, it pretty much is the Cheers of pizza.
Like customers will walk in and get involved in the conversation, and that was the idea, to just do a podcast where we caught that environment. But then the coof, and then I thought it just this is far more interesting. The community is awesome.
Yeah,
Um,
and you can interact in real time with your audience, which in the podcast you couldn't really do that.
Yeah, it's
There's
really
a limitation.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely. So you guys all broadcast together every week at this time?
Most of us, yeah.
I thought it'd be a good idea to have, in addition to shorter videos, to have a weekly stream to
okay.
to keep consistent content and build something. And,
Mm-hmm.
so,
Absolutely.
and it was hard because my thinking was we got to find a night when the big channels aren't on.
Oh, that's getting harder and harder, isn't it?
Right. I was like, nobody does Tuesday. Nobody likes Tuesday. Tuesdays is one of those things.
It's like it's crazy. People just wind up streaming, kind of tripping over each other. Like I tell people on my shows, I can tell when certain shows end because my viewers start to go up. So I'm like, whose show just ended? And you have some people who will come in and say, okay, I'm watching your show, but I'm also watching so-and-so show and so-and-so show at the same time. So
I've had multiple browser windows open. Yeah,
exactly.
Well, it's funny because on Twitch you can actually raid other people's channels, which is nice. You take all your viewers and bring them to that channel. Shame you can't do that on YouTube.
Oh.
Yep. So a lot of times when people sign off, they're like, "Oh, let's go raid somebody," and then they'll just raid a channel. So everybody that was watching that person's channel gets put into the person that you raid.
Mm-hmm.
So it just helps kind of move it along.
That's probably people playing video games mostly, right?
Well, Twitch is for everything.
Someone finishes and then you move it. Yeah.
Right. But it's nice because say that
I have a pole dancing channel on Twitch.
There you go. Diversity.
But some of the Twitch streamers
in
who
content.
get thousands of viewers or thousands of people subscribing, they'll just randomly raid like some guy's small channel who gets like 3 views or 3 people, and all of a sudden the guy's like in the room like, what's going on? Because all of a sudden it just like overly populates with all thousands of people, and it's like, oh my god, what's happening?
Awesome.
Now I will say I am guilty of doing that. I will say, okay, guys, we're wrapping up here. So go over to so-and-so's channel and say I sent you, and so there's like, we're to raid. We're coming from so-and-so and such and such this place.
Well, feel free to do that to us anytime.
Definitely.
Well, I know I would love to have you guys on my show. We'll have to work something out. Fat Steven is basically, he's like my booker. So he's awesome about grabbing people. Okay, you need to bring this person on. I got this person for you. Like he got Az on my channel.
Really?
Yes. So if you go back to my channel and look, I got the interview. Az came on the lunch table, and it was funny. I introduced him to the Southern Food Pyramid. She loved very much. So
I love Az.
So yeah. Oh God, Az is hysterical. He's fun.
He's such a pragmatist, and it's been interesting over the last week too to listen to people out from outside country, their take on what's going on, because they don't have they don't have a side. They're just watching.
Mm-hmm.
So they're not politically invested in anything, and it's really interesting to hear what they say, especially people from socialist countries who go,
oh yeah,
I see what's going on there. Watch out, America. You're
careful.
Yep.
Be careful. Absolutely. Absolutely.
Because as we said before, you start down that. You can't even theorize it here before it turns into a shit show. Screaming at each other. Yeah. So no, you got Az. That's awesome. No,
yeah.
It's been great. Author Stephen Walton put me in his community chat now too. So we've only been around since October. So, it's been awesome. It started actually on New Year's Eve.
Nice.
Look at Wasteland Center Siege. Well, you guys seem to I didn't get a chance to watch the show in total last time, but just the amount of time that I've been on here with you guys, you guys really seem to have a good thing.
I think
going
little group going, and we've known each other for a long time.
We all live in the same area except for my brother Jason B.
Yeah.
So you look like brothers. Smile, brother, smile. Come on.
Is he frozen?
Jeez. You can tell who's got more personality in the family. Come on.
But it's great. So definitely know what I can do to help you guys. Don't hesitate to reach out.
You're such a sweetheart. Thank you so much
Yeah.
for coming on. It's the last minute, and
Oh,
I know last
you're-
week you DM me, and I was like, I can't.
Sometimes you never know. Sometimes things just line up. So I'm glad I could drop in with you guys.
Well, definitely.
Yeah,
Have
thanks
fun on the-
Thank you very much for coming.
Oh, you're very welcome. Very welcome. Looking forward to having you guys on my
thank
channel
you.
sometime soon.
Definitely.
Absolutely.
Where are you headed now? You're going to cheat on us with who?
Actually, I've already started doing that. The Dark
Good for
Council,
you.
who is never on time, they're actually 30 minutes late. They're lucky I'm not their producer. Because that would not stand, okay? So I've already said you're late, you're 30 minutes late. This is ridiculous.
Wow. Yeah, but their 30 minutes late is our 30-minute gain.
Yeah, there you
We
go.
win.
Exactly.
We got you for longer.
Exactly. I just said y'all were late, so I've actually been on another show. Figure out what the heck you're doing.
Yeah.
Thank you. Hashtag Friday Night Tights.
Yes.
That
Gotta
would be
get you on
awesome.
Friday Night Tights.
That would be awesome to be on Friday Night Tights one day.
So I popped up your channel here, and
Oh, thank you. Thank you. Yeah, you just got a chance to I think this is the first time people are seeing my new channel banner.
Yeah, it was different yesterday. It was different yesterday.
Yeah, it was different yesterday. So CJ, aka the Fandom Menace, he's on Twitter. He does a lot of the thumbnails for my channel.
Cool.
So I'd asked him to make me a banner. So I'm up there with Tinkerbell in Black Widow's outfit.
I was just gonna say, whose outfit?
Nice, very nice.
Thank you.
Awesome.
In the
And there's
Disney
your
font. Love the Disney font.
Thank you.
and there's your Twitter. So if people want to find you, they can.
You can find me on Twitter, Instagram. You can find me on Minds. That's a new social media platform. If
Minds?
Parler ever comes the heck up,
Well,
I'm over there.
They came back today, apparently.
It's back up, yeah.
Oh, it is?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. I'll have to check it out.
People are kind of like, well, okay, we'll wait and see.
Yeah, I'm just like, you guys figure it out because your first mistake was making your architect on AWS, but I digress. So yeah, that's how folks can get in touch with me, and please subscribe if you're so inclined. I'm trying to get to 1,500 subscribers by April. So
Do that. Come on. You got this.
I'm humble about it because I wasn't supposed to have a channel really at all. I got peer pressured into it.
Really?
No,
Please
yeah,
tell
I
us real quick.
did. I did. I'm always in the Dark Council causing issues, but Abu Nas had like a ladies' night show and got like a bunch of us on. And before then, I hadn't shown my face because I'm like, I didn't really feel like showing my face. And I did actually on that show. And people were like, you really need to start a channel and you need to show your face more. Start a channel. I'm like, yeah, whatever. And then I had Gary Nerdrotic tell me I had to start a channel. John Talks tell me I had to start a channel. It just went on from there. So I'm like, okay, fine. So you can stop bugging the crap out of me. I'll start a channel. Okay. And before I even did anything, I had like 200 people subscribe to me. I'm like, for what? I don't have any content. Why are all you people here? You know? But it was crazy. I went from 200 subs that was in May. And then I had 1,000 subs by October.
Wow.
And then was monetized by the first week in November. It was crazy. I was just like, I don't know what's going on, but okay, cool.
You're good at what you do, clearly.
Well, thank you. It's a learning experience. I'm just humbled that anybody wants to watch because no one has to watch your stuff. No one has to check out your videos. No one has to, send you a super chat. And you know, it's just great to be able to share that out there. And I'm just humbled that people just, you know, enjoy what I do. Even I'll forgive some of you out there, even though you enjoyed the heck out of my pain of having to review season 2, episode 1 of Batwoman.
So did I. So did I.
I think that's my highest viewed video.
Oh my gosh.
I loved your review because you went after Luke Fox like nobody's business.
Oh god, that was awful. And when people told me what he was like in the comics, I was even more pissed.
He could have been the best character on the show, but no.
I had to freaking go and do that. But yeah, I can't look at Batwoman anymore. It's just I'll get wrinkles from being so freaking angry.
Yeah, I did the one and done myself. We just went over a story a little while ago about Javicia Leslie's training. Like she works her ass off.
Yeah,
I feel bad because she's on that shit show.
It is, but in Hollywood, they're just like, if it's a difference between not eating and working on a crap show,
right?
Yeah,
they're gonna work the crap show.
I wonder if the van she lives in is actually her van that she lives in. Because you know, they hired her off
You
the
never
street,
know.
you know?
She beats me with chicken. Yes, I do, just to torture you.
Bat whamming. Did you see the ratings this week?
Oh, they have freaking cratered, and I'm not surprised. Why they thought they could make a show repeatedly insulting their audience, I don't. Well, a lot of
and
them do
season
that.
3 is go.
Yeah, that's what I was just. I think that was when I officially said no, not reviewing the show. Not anymore.
It's just awful.
Not anymore. You're going to give me a third season. And we used to joke about that. We said, oh, she lives in a van down by the river. And sure enough, the opening shot
I couldn't
is
believe
in a van down by the river.
I thought that was fake. I thought that was fake news. And then sure enough, you're right. But I burst out laughing. I had my little pen and I was writing notes and I was laughing the whole show. It's so bad. It's so contrived. The first 5 minutes. Only the first 5 minutes.
It sure did. I think I had watched that show on a Sunday. I did not do my review for 5 days because I was that pissed off.
I think I was 3 or 4 myself because I didn't. And there was so much. There was a lot that happened in that first episode. All of it bad.
Yeah.
That I had forgotten. I finished the review and I put it up and I said, "Oh my god, I forgot she even got shot by the kryptonite bullet," because I had 3 pages of notes from all the other crap. And I wasn't going to go back and fix it.
You sound like me. It was just like, it keeps freaking getting worse. I can't. I said, I can't believe I spent 40 minutes doing a video reviewing this crap episode. But I was just hoping in reviewing that, but people kind of got the impression that doing a show based on, identity politics and an agenda is so freaking insulting to everyone viewing that show.
Yeah, well, and Cameron talked about that last week. It's just tokenizing. That's all you're doing.
Absolutely.
Just playing tropes.
Absolutely.
And instead of developing interesting characters that, we talk about Cobra Kai, and Cobra Kai does it the right way. The whole cast is diverse, but they're like real kids, and you don't even care. You don't notice, and it just because that's the way society works. You go outside your front door, and you're greeted by people of all different creeds and walks of life, and you don't pay attention because it's just another person to talk to. But they don't get that in Hollywood.
No, they don't. And I told someone, I said, if you want to see a superhero show on the CW with black characters that is amazing, watch Black Lightning. Forget race swap Batwoman. Watch that instead.
The scene where she's in the sewer. Oh God.
I can't.
And she runs down all the stats about.
I can't. I can't. I can't.
She's never want to come back.
It's so great because it's so unintentionally hilarious.
I'm just sitting there, just like, do you hear the words coming out of your mouth right now? Obviously, you don't.
It's amazing. It's amazing, and it's clearly, you look at the stuff like that. You look at the new Star Treks. You look at just about anything coming out nowadays. They're making it for themselves. They're not making it for an audience. They're making it for themselves so they could pat each other on the back and try to get another job. They're looking for the next job. They're not making it for an audience. They don't care.
That's it. Because you're only as good as the last job that you had.
Right.
You know,
Right.
they don't want to hear that you worked, 3 months ago or a year ago. What have you done lately? You
Right.
know?
Right. And oh well, I saw your work on Batwham and it was so good. You gotta come back for me.
Oh God.
Thank God we have outliers like Cobra Kai. We got the boys. We got a couple things that are I'm worried about them all, but for now, knock on wood, they're okay.
Yeah.
So it's a crazy world. So
absolutely.
All right. Well, I don't want to hold you up, but I know you got to bounce.
Oh, no problem. You know what? They were late, so they can just wait till I show up. They know.
Late for their own show.
Oh, it happens every week.
Does it really?
Every week. That's why anytime someone asks, they say, what time is the show? I'm like, well, 8:30-ish, but you may be waiting for a while because they never start on time.
Wow. So they're about 40 minutes late?
Well, actually, they were 30 minutes late.
Oh, so they've actually started.
Yeah.
Oh, so I see what
Yeah. I got them on another tab. I'm just modding, so
you're going to be fashionably late.
Oh yeah, I always am. They know. If I beat them there, it's like, okay, come on, you guys. But it's all good. Those guys are awesome. They've been some of my biggest supporters about getting my own channel. So the Dark Council is pretty much responsible for me even having a channel. First place, really.
Nice. So I had to pull this up.
Oh God.
But Fat Steven's already blown it because it's his little avatar.
As I like to say, what in the fresh hell is this?
This happened last week when we were on already. I didn't see this. Yeah.
What's at the Phoenix? I don't get it. Is it like?
I guess the Phoenix Force comes back every once in a while and goes into a different character. And for this one, it did this to support She-Hulk.
Guys, I don't mean to interrupt, but I'm going to drop now. So I can
All right. Reina, thanks so much again for coming on.
Yeah, thanks for joining us.
You are very welcome. It was so great meeting all of you. Widower Mr. Caradoon, Stacey, Edison, Jason, Peter, Judah Buddha. Is that right?
Right.
Okay,
Judah
cool.
Buddha.
Awesome.
Judah Buddha. Say it really fast. I like you.
Oh, it's pretty cool. Okay, guys, thank you so much. Have one awesome stream. Have a wonderful stream. And like I said, don't hesitate to reach out if I can help you guys in any way.
So thanks so much. Hail to you, Reina.
Thank you. You guys have a great night. Bye, chat.
Bye.
Bye.
Pat Steven, you're next. You got to come in here sometime. He's probably hopping the other one too. Yeah. So
fresh hell is this?
Yeah. So this is the Marvel. This is what they do now. Clearly, she's gender liquid, right? I think.
I believe gender fluid is the proper term. Yes.
Bye.
Bye.
Yeah. That.
What?
This is now like they them Hulk. But this is Jennifer Walters. We all know from our friend John Byrne.
John Byrne's
John
version.
would come on with us. Do you think John would come on with us?
Of course, John would come on with us.
Ask. You never know unless you ask.
Yeah, John's a cool guy. He'll come
John is an awesome guy.
People watching, if you've seen John Byrne's house,
And his run on the She-Hulk is one of the best.
His house is the best, man. John Byrne.
Oh God, his house is like a museum.
When people come to see him.
Yeah, if you're ever lucky.
Yeah, anytime. Just DM whenever you're free, and we'll do something, man. That'd be awesome. Yeah, it would be great to get John on because I know he'd rip on all this new comic shit too.
Yeah,
just like Roy Thomas did, which is my next story. Roy Thomas. Roy had a lot to say about the fact that like comic books are bringing in all these acclaimed authors from the New York Times bestsellers list and Thomas says, sometimes I want to go for those people's damn throats because they may be good writers. They may even write good comic books. Nothing against them. But I don't think there's something automatically superior about somebody simply because he comes in from having written and drawn in some other field. Is an illustrator out of another field better when he comes into comics than a good comic book artist? Is there any proof that these New York Times bestselling authors would have made up Wolverine, Spider-Man, a lot of other characters us fanboy types made up? I don't think so. Go Roy. Go Roy. So,
Roy's a good guy too. We've met Roy plenty of times, right?
Yeah, yeah, and Jackie and I got to spend a day with him doing.
That's right. You interviewed him.
We interviewed him, and we did the panel. We did a panel.
That's right. That's right. That's right.
Roy's awesome. He's one of those guys that like you want to sit around a campfire with and just listen to his stories all night.
Yeah, and he's extremely outgoing guy. If you meet him, you'll probably be talking to him for about a good 45 minutes.
Yeah. Yep.
Bro, did you ever meet Roy?
I did at Comic-Con. He's awesome. He's like the Jackson Brown of comic books. He's got the same haircut he's had since 1964.
It's true. It's absolutely true. In fact, he when he found out, when Jackie and I interviewed him for the Charlton Comics documentary, he asked, he goes, "Oh, Jackie, you do hair and makeup. My wife's been cutting my hair my entire adult life. Can you maybe do something better than this?" And Jackie said, "But Roy, nobody would know who you are anymore. Like that's your trademark." Like
if he ever wants to go incognito, that would be really easy. Just get a different haircut.
Yeah, no, he's the man of the people. He does not want to go incognito. This guy is about as friendly and outgoing. He's a Midwest guy. He's from the Midwest. He's just like, hey, how's it going? He's like Stan Lee. He's got that kind of energy.
He's very friendly. He's very approachable. I talked to him at Comic-Con, and he was, more than enthusiastic to talk about Conan Barbarian and his run on the Avengers. So yeah, it was a pleasure.
He's funny because the Charlton, we asked him, we said, hey, we got, you got your start at Charlton Comics, and we're doing this documentary. We'd love to have you in it. And he says, I only wrote a couple of things. I probably wouldn't have much to say. 2 hours later. He's about Stan Lee. He says Lee was positive and he was enthusiastic. Thomas said the two had a great relationship. Thomas would then reveal what may come as a shock to many, that Lee didn't always agree. In his mind, Lee would have done something else outside of comics if he could have. He believes Lee's experience in the Depression, shared by several Golden Age comic pros, made him grateful to have a job, one he stuck with and made a phenomenon. So, not much of an article, but I did like that, he had a go at these hoity-toities that are gatekeeping the comic book community these days. Well, I have a YA novel in the, on the New York Times bestseller list. You wrote funny books for 8-year-olds. Pete?
Yes?
There's always something for you.
What fresh hell is this?
No, this is good.
Yes.
Did you watch it?
I have seen this one.
Oh.
It's
yeah.
What is
4x3 with graphics all over it.
Yeah, no, I've seen this one, and basically it kind of points out the fact that Kong needs air to breathe.
Well, he's a mammal.
Okay. He's a mammal, yeah. So he's if you watch the other trailers, Kong's on an aircraft carrier that Godzilla attacks.
Right.
That's kind of dumb because he just pushes him over into the water, and he's chained on top of it.
Yeah. He slices the aircraft carrier right in half.
Yes, he does.
Yeah.
Yeah, Kong goes overboard, and basically they show him upside down, roaring, and like, oh, Kong's the underdog.
Yeah,
but then the next trailer that comes out will show Kong punching Godzilla in the face and showing Godzilla to be the underdog. So they're going to keep playing it up. Who's going to win?
Well, we got a month and a half trailers. To go. They showed a lot more disaster porn in this one, that's for sure.
Yes, they did.
It's I keep saying it. This is what we need now. We need this. We need a movie that's just fun and brainless, that we can just go and clap and watch our jaws drop and just forget everything with it, because the people in this movie are just cardboard.
Yeah, exactly. There's
better way to get around identity politics than having cardboard people.
Yep, and and Godzilla movies have always been been good for having strong female characters. You know, Godzilla and Gamera have all had strong female characters, and this is no different. You know, the lead character is a woman. Millie Bobby Brown is in it. There's a little girl that's in it, and it doesn't look like it's going to be beating you about the head and face with it.
No, not at all. Not at all. I mean, I like the last one, and I know people were like, oh, but the people were dumb and they did the stupidest things. And I'm like,
but you're fine with a radioactive, pissed off dinosaur.
Right.
It's funny what people will accept it and overlook and what gets them all riled up about it being wrong.
Yeah. A 300-foot gorilla is perfectly logical.
Yeah.
But the fact that,
But the fact that she stole the machine and went to Fenway Park is completely implausible.
Right.
Yeah.
How does that make sense?
Or that he had a soldering iron in his pocket so they could there's no electricity and soldered the thing back together in the middle of a rainstorm in the middle of the street during a monster attack. Who cares?
You can't think about that. Like, I have a very strong suspension of disbelief. I'm good with that.
When it's something like Godzilla fighting a 3-headed monster, I don't care that there's no electricity for the soldering iron that they use to fix the machine.
this is realism. This is realism, folks.
It's like, come on, man. I knew exactly. I went in there to eat my bucket of oily popcorn and have a smile, and I did.
That's precisely what it is. It's
Wow.
Even more Godzilla versus Kong.
They're really going to expand on this. The toys are going to happen.
Oh yeah. The toys have been out for months.
A while, yeah. So, Godzilla Dominion, a prequel graphic novel written by Greg. Oh, look, a New York Times best-selling author.
Yeah.
Oh, there.
Yeah, but you could be a New York Times bestselling author.
No, I know. I'm just joking. That
the criteria is not that.
You know what
big.
I mean? It doesn't mean
No, I know.
They got to do something different.
I'm joking because the Roy Thomas, pointed out.
Yeah.
I mean, they got to get off of Skull Island. They have to put King Kong
Apparently,
somewhere else.
Skull Island is destroyed in this one.
Oh, what about the people?
They managed to save some of the people.
What about all the dinosaurs and the?
No, they're all in the Hollow Earth now.
Where those creepy things
Those
are?
skull crawlers are. Yeah.
Yeah. Ugh.
So everybody's safe, and they got Kong off the island somehow and chained him down, and yet somehow he's going to beat Godzilla.
I know.
So I got a question. Go back to that picture.
Yeah, you should call yourself Spoiler Pete. That's your new name.
Go back to that face-off picture.
Well, I was looking for the release date of his first graphic novel, but then because they have one for the second one. It's March 30th.
I always thought Kong was smaller than Godzilla.
No, he is. They just changed it for this MonsterVerse.
So they completely just made him
Well,
buffed
in the
up.
in the Skull Island, they talked about how he wasn't even full grown then.
Yeah, they had
to
throw away.
That was in the early 70s, right? And so he's had decades to grow more.
This is his middle-aged King Kong.
Yeah, he's got a big beard and everything, so he's
yeah.
But yeah, I mean, keeping in mind, the original King Kong from 33 was like 25 feet tall, and then in 62 he fights Godzilla and he's 100.
Right.
Well, yeah, it was just that was a lot of foresight probably put into that.
The only way to get King Kong into the MonsterVerse with Godzilla is to make him much, much larger.
Right.
So it's whatever. Okay, fine. They made him bigger.
Yeah.
It's fine.
Exactly.
He gets bitch slapped by Godzilla, and that's really what I want to see.
Yeah, I mean, Godzilla's little arms, he couldn't do that block when he did that sucker punch.
But if you watch one of the other trailers, he's slapped him in the face and Kong goes down.
Little head with his little brain.
Still standing after he gets completely roundhoused by Kong.
See, the advantage is his tail over his
recapping
reach.
a Tyson fight, and we're talking about two monsters. Don't you?
Yeah.
Well, it is, right?
Way more I'd much rather watch monsters fight each other than humans.
I mean, King Kong's reach is a little bit longer, but Godzilla's got the tail.
Yeah,
I want to see Kong fling his crap at him.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, Godzilla's got laser beams out of his face. What has Kong got? He's poopy.
He's got special poop. It'll neutralize the beam.
Last year we were at the LA Zoo last summer.
Oh god!
And we picked the best day to go for the gorillas. The gorillas were like, I don't know, they were all amped up. I think it was mating season maybe, because a couple of them got up and did the to chest beat and charge the glass, bang, up against the glass at us, which was awesome. But then there were a couple of other ones that were taking shits and eating.
Yeah.
They were eating.
Ew!
I knew this was going some in that.
And then one of them built like a castle out of his poop. It was great. It was hilarious. All the little kids were like, "Oh my god, they're eating their poops!" You know, it was great.
Hopefully,
It
no
was like
children got any ideas that day.
best day of gorilla at the zoo ever. So that's March 30th, Pete. Penguin Random House. I'm guessing this will be in all the major retailers like the Walmarts, Targets.
Yeah.
I wonder if a comic shop.
I'm actually excited for the little kid books that are coming out. Like Godzilla versus Kong. Sometimes best friends fight,
but they always make up.
That's right.
That's funny.
There's a lesson in this right here.
Excuse me.
That people have forgotten.
That's a good one. Yeah.
Featuring art from illustrator Carol Herring, which my recommendation goes along these lines, by the way, tonight. Featuring heartwarming lessons and introduces the beloved Godzilla and Kong characters to a younger generation. Making new friends isn't always easy for kids. Yeah, my daughter has that issue. That is equally true for two giant monsters where small misunderstandings can easily blossom into enormous conflicts. That's cool.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to that one. That actually, if there's any pictures of it, it's cute as hell.
And then Titan's putting out the official movie novelization.
Of course, Titans.
Damn right.
Good go. Well played, sir. Yeah, that'd be awesome. Maybe he will. But Kong has those little ears. And what's this last one here? Monsterverse Titanology Volume 1. It's got the previous release. Okay. So May 11th. So between March and May, you're going to get all these Godzilla books. Oh, wait.
Yep, looking forward to it.
March 31st when it drops, right? Is that when the movie drops?
Schedule.
31st, yeah.
March 30. Yeah, the day before the movie comes out, they're dropping 3 of these books.
That's one to put on the list. We're gonna watch that too, right?
That's going. That's theater. That one's.
That's definitely
theater.
Theater quality. We're gonna definitely go.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah. You gotta. If you're gonna watch 2 giant monsters beat the hell out of each other, that's
in surround sound.
40 feet high.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Yeah.
As long as I get my popcorn, which I can, because they're selling popcorn again. Actually, I saw today that we're gonna be in phase 3 again by then. So.
Oh sweet.
Yeah.
Do you like caramel popcorn, Keith?
Not really. I like the. It's got to give me a heart attack, so I need like that WD-40 drenched on it.
Remember those
puddle on the ground?
Oh, I love kettle corn. I'd rather have kettle corn.
Kettle corn is really good.
Kettle corn is
good. Tons of kettle
salty
corn.
and sweet.
At the movie theater, I need that. I have that butter here. I have.
Oh, is it really butter? It's something.
No,
it's
butter colored, butter flavored oil.
It's oils. It's
when
like
you watch a movie at Keith's house, you got to ask him for the movie popcorn, like the movie butter popcorn. It was really good.
Gastrointestinal lube.
I don't remember the next day, but it could have been.
It shoots right out.
It gives me a bellyache. I hate it.
No bellyache.
I don't know how anyone eats that. I feel nauseous halfway through the movie if I eat that.
It's like I give myself a weekly colonic.
Oh,
I make a bowl of the popcorn, and the next day.
There's nothing good about
I
that.
think Teflon makes it, but I'm not sure.
But dude, you can testify. And Pete, you can too. How good is my popcorn?
Oh, it's outstanding.
It'll
kill you, but it's outstanding.
Fat Steven would probably like my popcorn.
I miss the old places in the 80s in the malls that had all the different flavored popcorn.
Oh yeah.
Those places.
Oh yeah.
I mean, caramel corn, like Cracker Jack, it's fine, but not at the movies. No.
Yeah, it's a different kind of a snack.
It's a different kind.
I like plain with some salt. Boring.
I remember back in the day, were you able to actually smoke in the movie theater? I remember my dad smoking in the theater and drinking a beer.
I don't remember that at all.
Well, we've all drank beer at the movie theater.
Now you can.
It.
Yeah.
Come on, how many times did we smuggle a 6-pack in there as teenagers?
Never. No.
I think that's how we saw Star Trek Generations.
I didn't drink into the movie theater until I was an adult.
We did, Pete. We did. We snuck a whole 6-pack in to watch that.
Yeah, that was the best movie I'd ever seen to that point, man.
Who dropped the bottle? Was it you or Chris that dropped the bottle and it rolled
think it was
all the way down?
Chris.
Yeah. Also, you hear,
Ting, ting,
you hear,
ting, 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 ting. Of course,
you hear it
all the
go
way down.
all the way down. And then it hits like a chair and you hear dink.
Yeah.
That's the only way to watch that movie.
I think I went to see like Bad Moms with a group of moms, like whenever that came out a few years back. It was the first time I've ever had alcohol in a theater because one of the moms had a bunch of like little bottles of wine and nips in her bag, and she was handing them out to everyone.
Nice.
That was the first
put it up to the
time.
screen to see what
I
it is.
felt like I had to drink it because
Yeah.
she like smuggled it in.
This is tequila
Probably
and
made the movie
vodka.
a little better and a little more palatable to deal with, I'm guessing.
So funny. Now you can buy it at the movie theater, so it's all good.
Yeah, now they sell it at the movie theater for a
I
low
was-
price of $15.
Yeah. But
Gotta
it's
support
not
the
like
theater.
it's
gotta
not like
support
Budweiser. They actually had like quality beers there. So
Yeah.
like on
Yeah, local beer. Mhm.
Yep.
Good stuff. Anyway.
More
Movie
Godzilla.
snacks.
Have you seen
Wow,
this?
this is a
Have
show
you
of
seen the full
Godzilla.
body? Yes, there it is. There he is.
he's got some
Where'd it go?
bump in the trunk.
Yeah, I mostly like it. I mean, it's
He's got a goiter.
yeah. He
Seriously.
needs to do a little bit more on leg
What's
day.
happening back there? No, it's
Hey,
that
he's-
his tail?
It's his tail.
That's his tail. Yeah,
Oh.
his thighs are huge, but his calves are.
He's got like chicken thighs.
He's,
Like he's
yeah,
got some like something growing in there. His
You
tail.
can make
Yeah, I like
Godzilla
that.
Godzilla frog legs.
Is it
I think he's
pregnant?
It's a weird angle. I think it's deceptive. I think he's going to
Is
be
it?
a little more like stealth. Like
'Cause it looks
he's going to
small.
crouch. I think he's going to run more like a tyrannosaurus.
yeah.
Well,
I'm not sure what they're doing with him because
They
there's
made
only
his-
been two
yeah.
ads with him.
They made his head so tiny.
Oh, here's a better shot.
Because he's got a little tiny brain. Like King Kong.
He's got these weird giant
Fang.
fangs going
Yeah.
off the side of his head.
Not sure I like that.
But it's better than their last attempt at anime.
If he kangaroo kicks you, you're dead.
There's the fang.
Oh, weird.
He's
You
like
ever
Yeah.
see
a camera.
kangaroos, how they put their tail
Yep.
to support
Oh
them and they do
yeah.
a kick?
Yeah.
What is this? So
Space Godzilla designs.
it's Godzilla designs. Oh, okay.
So
Jesus.
yeah,
Looks like the four-leg
A
one.
lag one.
yeah, that would have been
Half-
kind of dumb.
Half lizard, half like
He's got
meteor
4
rock.
legs.
Yeah, I don't like the four-legged one.
Oh, that's
Yeah,
weird.
well, Space Godzilla was a dumb design to begin with, and then so was Destroyer. Basically, they're just too fat to move around, so they make them fly.
So what
yeah,
is
because something that fat could fly.
what is a space Godzilla? Where does he come from?
It's a
Space.
Space.
But
Is it
like,
Godzilla
does he
from
come out
space?
of does he come out of like a meteor or a comet or something? Like, what's his deal?
It's
He just floats around.
he kind of floats in from outer space. Yeah, it's
He just until he hits something.
he came in from a
Crater.
black hole.
A crater from the fifth
Yeah,
dimension.
it's one of the dumber ones.
The fifth dimension.
Mhm.
Dark
Crawls,
Yes,
he crawls
the
out of
fifth
the fifth
dimension.
Crawled
dimension.
out of the crater of some dying planet. And the
All
fifth
these
dimension.
look terrible except for this one in the top, the middle. This one's okay.
Yeah.
Hmm.
They should have made him like half
The one on the upper left. looks
Godzilla.
tall.
half
Yeah, I'm not
Silver
sure
Surfer.
why that has to do with the anime because those are all from the movie.
Oh, they are.
Yeah, those are all from the movie. That has nothing to do with the anime.
Oh,
Oh.
I don't know. So
That's what
when
I
does
talk
this
about.
come out? April.
Oh, nice!
Oh,
I didn't
no,
realize it was
that's
that
on,
soon.
Sorry, that's on Tokyo MX.
Before heading to Netflix services worldwide.
Also, the high seas. It'll be available on the high seas
I'm sure I'll find a way to see it.
before heading to Netflix. So
Yeah, I'll have a Netflix account by the time this thing shows up.
I think yeah, I just shut mine off because I never watch it.
Really? Netflix?
Yeah, I shut it off.
Really?
I don't have
Oh.
time. I'm on this all the time now, and I don't have time.
Netflix is the only service I think I have left.
The only one I have left is Prime,
Got them all, yo.
but I'll get.
I
it.
mean, Netflix went up. I think it's $18 now. As opposed
That's why I'm
to
like
whatever
I
was
turn it on
14.
like once every 2 months. So I'm like, this is
Yeah.
Until
But
I'm not paying for it.
But I like the fact that they have a lot of different varieties of shows. You know, they're just
No, I
not
like
just
it. I
one
just
thing.
don't have time to watch it. So
Well, that makes sense, yeah.
it's just it's not about content. I think it's great. I just don't have time. I still have like 15 Blu-rays I bought like a year ago. I haven't opened yet. In fact, I just opened one after a calendar year yesterday and watched it and went, why did I let this sit for a year? This is a freaking awesome movie. So, have you seen this?
Oh, I saw this. Yep.
This is really making the rounds now. This became like bigger and bigger news as the day went on.
I mean, I thought it was just a gag or something, but geez, it's
this might.
Yeah, I thought it was a gag too.
Seems crazy.
Have legs. So apparently, you have to be a fan with 8-digit income. So
I'm sure they're out there.
We can go through this. DC Comics has had one hell of a rough year. Yeah, I think. They fired their publisher, 2 editors-in-chief, and many staffers who had been at the company for many decades with more expected. All as a result of AT&T buyout of Warner's, the pandemic, and cuts across the board. But Bleeding Stool understands that it was former DC President Diane Nelson's decision to move DC Comics from relatively expensive offices in Manhattan to insanely expensive offices in Burbank. That was the biggest factor in the decision. The move from coast to coast succeeded in making DC work better as part of Warner as a whole, with many projects spinning out of that increased proximity, but it also brought greater finance pressure on every project, including publication of comic books. And that proximity was entirely absent this year, with Warner continuing to work remotely, but that work still has to justify the cost of that empty building. Ad pop. Bleeding Stool has heard repeated reports that DC Comics is planning to reduce serialized print publication, increase digital publication, and license comic book publication to other publishers. Who's been theorizing that for a year? Us. We've heard Marvel, IDW, and Dynamite have all approached DC, but the prices cited were too high. But it was a price that Penguin Random House was willing to pay for their YA stuff.
Yeah.
This is all still rumor and hearsay from prominent people, sure, but still, I have also heard that it's all guns blazing at DC Comics right now. From Future State to Infinite Frontier, sales per title are up, way up. The line is smaller with fewer editorial staff. It has to be per title. Per allocated desk space in that empty Burbank building, profitability is up. It also helps that some rather pricey exclusive creator deals are also a thing of the past as well. Right? I mean, they're cutting that. There is some suspicion that everything is resting on Infinite Frontier's performance as whether or not DC Comics continues to have a serialized print comic publishing line. But as it stands, things are very good. Better than they have been at DC for some time with their new diversity pushes. They've also been seeing positive mainstream press that they have sought for years as well. Let's see. Where am I getting the thing here? Last year, a number of high-rolling individuals were given tours of DC Comics Burbank with AT&T Warner officials. And as a result, there may be some new options. Because Bleeding Stool has been made aware of plans by big-time DC Comics fans with access to a lot of money. Many millions from across many businesses.
Interesting.
A collaboration of some of the biggest cheeses who, with a combination of personal wealth and raised capital, are making an approach to AT&T. Not to buy DC Comics outright from AT&T Warners, not to touch the movies, not TV, not the games or the merchandise, but solely the rights and ownership of the comic book side of the publisher. To be able to create and publish DC Comics line as they would like.
Yep.
Let Warner do the movies and TV shows, but take all the cumbersome work of actually publishing comic books off their hands, while Warners are free to adapt if they wish.
Yeah.
Wow, that's pretty interesting.
Member of this group, you probably have been approached. People who can bring or raise a minimum of 8 figures apiece, who have both an Action Comics #1 and a Detective Comics #27 to spare, and who really, really, really like DC Comics. The fans are taking over Arkham Asylum.
Interesting.
They refused my $5, so I'm out.
$5.
$5. How could they? You know what? I didn't just give them 10. Offer them 10.
All right.
Why'd you be so cheap about that? It says right there. It said
too busy buying comics.
It said all you need is 8. It said 8, right? You need 8. So give them 10. So,
okay.
I find this really fascinating.
Me too.
True or
me
not,
too.
it's a good idea. I mean, you look at the Green Bay Packers, right? The Green Bay Packers are owned by the community.
Mm-hmm.
They don't have a principal owner. The fans own the team. Why not do this?
Hmm.
You know, and what they could do if you get these big investors, they buy the company, but then they might offer up, you know, ownership to smaller people, you know, people who do have 6-figure incomes and things like that, 5-figure incomes. Who knows, right? Get a share of the company. I think it's a great idea because I think these kind of people will buy it back and right the ship, and they'll publish DC comics that harken back to these right here. Very interesting. I wonder who these people are because it said they're big cheeses from bigger companies.
Yeah, they'll get rid of the corporate agenda and they'll put more, great stories like they used to write.
Exactly.
Back into the veins of DC Comics.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking. It'll be a fan-run comic book company, which would be awesome.
Right.
You know, you're right. All the corporate agendas will go out the window, and the fact that these AT&T mandates and things like that will be a thing of the past. So I don't know.
I'm all for it.
I think it's great.
Yeah, I do too. I hope something comes of this.
Yeah, I mean, we've theorized for a long time, and it was also interesting that these companies have all.
Yeah, I was gonna say that there were offers waiting.
That they've gone in there to try to option the characters, which we've talked about. Where like someone did option the characters to somebody, but clearly they're holding these characters hostage too. They want too much money. It's interesting that Marvel was one of the companies that went in there. Marvel has their own issues right now. Well, in IDW, they're broke, right? If you're IDW though, and you're like, if we can license Batman, Superman, and Wonder Woman, boom, right? We saved the company.
Yeah, I thought Dynamite might be a good one to do because they seem to have not. You ever see that when they come out with their comics, it's like they have maybe 5 or 6 titles and they each have like 23 covers. It's like they don't have enough, different variety to go for. That they might be good.
That they also pissed off half of their
I know
last year.
I thought they might kind of turn it around, but
I'm surprised Dark Horse wasn't in there. Interesting though. It's interesting because a lot of the stuff we theorized would happen or was taking place was.
Yeah.
I wish one of these independent ones that have been doing everything right would try something like Image or I don't know, Boom Comics, but I don't know if they're big enough. But Image might be big enough to do some of that.
Oh, Stacy, just for you.
I saw it.
So John F. Trent put this up, and this is interesting. I don't know if he's ever done something like this before, but John's a credible guy. So I pulled this and scrolled through. So he recommends these 5 independent comics that actually look like they're worth your money.
Nice.
Phantom Phoenix. Looks a little bit like Spirit.
So my question is before we start this is, if you missed the Kickstarter, are you still do you still have the option of buying these, or are these just all independent?
No, these are independent books that'll be in the store.
Oh, okay. So they're not sold through the internet or sold through Kickstarter.
No. But like EBS, his thing's ongoing. You could go get Frog today.
Right. So these are going to be published and put in comic book stores on shelves.
Correct.
Okay. Cool.
Yeah. So Phantom Phoenix. It's written by Philip Kozlowski with art by Michael Lavoie, colors by J. David Ramos. Follows a World War fighter pilot who suffered a leg injury during the war. Okay. Voyage Comics.
Okay.
Whoever they are. Yeah. I don't know if my store is going to be getting anything from Voyage Comics because I'll probably be the only guy that says, "Can I get a copy of that?"
Yeah.
You know. Mike Barron.
Mike Barron. Wow.
Fanatic Comics.
Yeah,
these are he's going into like really.
These are really small publishers.
Yep.
So you're gonna have to like order these from Midtown Comics or somebody bigger that'll actually have it. So, are you a Mike Barron fan, Jason?
I am. I loved his Nexus comics from the 80s and his early Flash comic books from the late 80s. They were phenomenal, very underrated.
Yeah. So, well,
he's been in the comics industry for decades.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah. Yeah, God, he must be in his like late 60s, I would think, right?
Yeah, easily. But he always had a very unique style that I really liked.
Yeah, actually, you see, I've seen more people like kind of mimicking his style these days.
Yeah.
Rock and Roll Ninja, Richard C. Meyer, or your boy Zach on YouTube. This looks interesting. It's Indiegogo, so there's one that you have to crowd.
Oh, okay.
Yep. Let's see. Richard C. Meyer's the one that had the thing with the big throwdown with Mark Wade.
Oh yeah.
And they ended up settling out of court after like 2 years of, War Party by Justin Murphy with Jay Brown. Indiegogo. So it's another crowd-funded comic.
This is neat. Is this in what site is this, Keith? In case people want to.
This is from Bounding into Comics. John F. Trent.
Okay. There you go.
John Trent. Shadow Entry. This is the 5th one. So
Shadow Sentry.
Shadow Sentry. What did I say?
Entry.
Shadow Sentry. Yeah.
Oh, it's late.
Say that like fast time. Shadow Sentry.
I couldn't say it right the first time.
This looks like this artwork looks like early Image.
It does.
It looks
really does.
Doesn't it look like early? Yes.
Very Top Cow-ish.
Very Top Cow. You're right. Yep. Also Indiegogo. So 3 of these are crowdfunded books. So yeah, if anybody wants to go and support independent artists, these other 2 books from these small companies, you're probably gonna have to go to like Midtown Comics to order them, because I doubt your local shop will have something these small.
And is Midtown still on Broadway, or they got rid of that one?
No, they got all their New York stores still.
Oh, so I thought it was closing for good.
They said permanently closed on like when you went to the Google and they had all the you put it in Google and Google gives you with the hours and all that stuff, and one said permanently closed, but it's back open. So
Yeah.
That was the Times Square one too. It was like,
yeah, the Times Square one. That's what I meant. The Times Square
Didn't
one.
make sense.
The best one is the one down in Soho.
Yes.
That's the best one.
But the Times Square one's a nice pit stop. Like if you're in New York.
Oh, totally.
It's just nice to pop in there really quick.
And then there's the one right across from Grand Central in Lexington. It's a little smaller, but it's always fun to go in there and just look at stuff.
It's completely. And it's 2 floors of comics and action figures and everything. It's awesome.
Yep. All right, I got one more. What's that?
No, and it's the first time I've ever been in a comic book store where I've seen every single cover for every single issue released. So it was like, I remember when we went there, they had like, I forgot what was released, but issue number 1, they had like the whole thing.
Oh, I know.
And you picked whatever variety you wanted, even though some of them were like $20. But
and they're 100 deep on the shelf.
They're like 100 deep on the shelf.
Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah. So you could have gotten some special, like rare first covers and stuff.
I'm going to be curious to go and see what it looks like post-Coof, to see if they're ordering less quantities. There's definitely going to be less books. I mean, DC and Marvel have cut their lines dramatically. Like the new releases used to go all the way down the length of the store, and then made it L turn. It was floor to ceiling, all the new comics. So
I have to say, one of the best comic book stores I've ever been into was in San Diego, the one my brother goes into, and I swear it's like a warehouse. You walk in there, it's like, oh, brother, you still go there? I
went there on Saturday.
It's a warehouse. It's like you're like walking in there, you're like, how does this guy pay the lease for this place? But it's huge.
It's called Southern California Comics, and what Judy said is right. It's a big warehouse of just comics. It just deeper and deeper as you go into the store. It's amazing. Their graphic novel collection is phenomenal.
What'd you get? Did you buy anything good?
I got a book by Len Wein called DC Legacies.
Oh.
It took place right before the New 52, and it was kind of harkened back to DC Comics of just what we were talking about of older yesteryear. So kind of love letter to the DC Comics of the 70s and 80s.
And Len would have to do that. Len was from that time. Rest in peace, Len. And Len was a good guy, man. Len was a great guy. Yep.
Great guy.
Great guy.
Yeah.
So my last story of the day, Predator 5.
I love that it says, did learn from Germany.
It didn't. This is from Matt McGloin at Cosmic Book News. I mean, clearly right there, that's not a dude.
Right.
It was just fine. didn't say predators all had to be men, but
right.
Another box office dud is coming as it's learned Disney's planned Predator 5 movie will be woke as hell. So what's interesting about this thing is they're casting these two main characters. Is that the synopsis? Yeah, that's the synopsis. Oh no, here's the synopsis. Keep in mind this is for a Predator movie, right? The story will follow Key, a Comanche woman who goes against gender norms and traditions to become a warrior. Many years ago, in a time before any Europeans had ever encroached on their lands, that in there, the Comanche people had a well-defined society and gender norms. Key is very close to her younger brother Tabe, who is being groomed as leader. As capable as any young man in the tribe, Key has always been a teacher and a source of inspiration for Tabe. In the Comanche way, she is Patsy, the elder sister that has helped to shape him. Key is a truth teller and has insight that others do not. A tomboy, she wants to prove herself in the masculine world of the Comanche. When danger threatens them all, Key sets out to prove that she is capable as any young warrior.
What the hell does that have to do with Predator?
It doesn't mention a predator at all. It doesn't say anything about the predator.
How did a predator get in?
Predator movie. Not. I got to do Jeff Goldblum, right? Not. Now you will have a predator in your predator.
Predator
movie.
in your, yeah.
Holy cow! What the heck was that?
Wow.
Seriously?
And regarding it's no secret the last movie immensely bombed, so much so that the franchise might be terminated completely due to taking a woke take on the property. That last Terminator was so bad, I got 30 minutes in, shut it off, I'll never watch it again. It was awful. It was awful.
They keep making sequels and sequels and sequels. I mean, aren't they just going to be bad anyway? I mean, what are the chances of being good without this stuff added to it? I mean, they probably figured, let's just slap this on this one because it's probably going to suck anyway. So
yeah, but the point here is that
we can get credit.
Right. The point is they're using a name of a franchise that people have liked for just to try to push some kind of story that they want to push.
Right.
Yeah,
it's more of this shit, man. It's more of this shit. So the last Predator movie was awful. Did you see that with Olivia Nunn?
I saw parts of it.
Yeah.
Oh, it was so bad.
Yeah, it was bad.
Oh, God. It was ridiculously bad. I mean, what again, Stacy's right. I mean, how many movies can you make about aliens, predators, Terminators? They all do the same thing. It's the same thing. Like,
yep.
I mean, the Terminator is really easy. Why don't they just go so far back in time? Like, find out the family history, right? And just go back to, like, the 18th century and just kill great grandma Connor, and then none of them are born and it's over.
Right.
What are they going to do? Fight you with a pickaxe and a board with a nail in it?
At least the Christian Bale one did something different.
Wasn't good, but it did.
It wasn't good, but it didn't involve time travel.
Yeah, right. True.
Because it was kind of. Oh yeah, wait. There is one more. I forgot to grab this.
I got a story also.
Oh, you do? Okay. Let me just pop this one up. It's probably the same one I have.
No, mine's a little different.
Wow. Okay.
What?
I'll believe it when I see it.
It's a joke.
Okay. That's
I'll
such
believe
a
it
joke.
when I see it too.
You want to see empty theaters?
Okay. No, who wants to put that there is ridiculous because Kennedy won't win. This will be the end of Star Wars.
Yeah.
If this guy, Rian Johnson, makes any more Star Wars movies, it's over. Yeah. So no, I heard this today. I heard it a lot. Because she wanted to do this with him. So
yeah, nobody will come and see it. You think Solo was a bomb? That'll be nothing.
If she keeps her contract runs out in September and she still has a job after that contract runs out, something is seriously wrong.
Yep.
If she still has a job, she's an absolute incompetent. She's a failure. But we got to get Jay on. What do you got, Jude?
Yeah.
Let's see. How do I? Do you guys follow Barstool Sports at all?
Yeah.
Anybody here?
Dave Portnoy.
You've probably heard about this one. Barstool's Dave Portnoy, right? Portnoy. He names pizza. He names pizza capital of America. Angers New Yorkers.
I love how that angers New Yorkers.
Oh, it's New Haven, isn't it?
Love this.
New Haven.
He basically said that Connecticut that pizza should be the official state food. This guy basically travels all around the U.S. and he rates pizzas, and he's very, very picky about it. It's not like he just gives a good score. I mean, he really has to enjoy the pie in order to give it like a 9 or a 10. And he came in last year, and I think he did Pepe's, Sally's, Bar, and Modern, and he all rated it at like 8 up. No, he didn't do his side. But it's so funny. Like he basically tweeted out recently that he said down here, "Let me settle this once for all. The pizza capital of the United States is New Haven, Connecticut. Anybody who says otherwise is wrong."
Here. He's spot on.
And all these people wrote it. No.
He's right.
Connecticut is wishy-washy. Is a wishy-washy state that can't decide between New York or New England. Anything from there is automatically disqualified.
Wow.
They're just angry because of facts.
They're all
This is
just mad because they're
controversial.
not us.
Yeah,
Sorry, but
it
this
has
town
nothing
has-
to do with the facts, though.
Yeah.
But Jason, you must. The
It's
first
a
thing you must do when you come back east is grab a pizza, right?
I make a beeline for Modern. It's like right from the airport to Modern.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But is that like the flat kind of pizza, like the New York style pizza? All those pizzas at those places? is
They're
that-
Italian, most of them.
Because I don't know, on our part of the state, it's like all Greek pizza. We had there's some of that style pizza, but
Well, I mean, it depends on where you go. I heard Mystic Pizza is really good. I've never been there, but
okay.
I know the movie.
Okay.
it's okay.
But
It's Greek pizza. It's Greek style.
Zubati's or something in West Haven is supposed to be pretty damn good.
Did he go to Sally's? Did he go to Sally's?
He went to Sally's. Yeah.
It said it on the art. That he,
Okay,
Yeah, he went to
Sally's.
He rated Sally's like a 9 point. I forgot what it was. Like
Sally's.
Really?
I love Sally's. And
Yeah.
what's great about Sally's, the building, it's long
It
and
does.
narrow, and it's like all wood paneling. It's all old, but the amount of celebrities that have eaten at Sally's Pizza, the wall is filled with photos, signed photos. Yeah,
Wow.
Sinatra was on there.
But I like these people. Like, who cares? I make my own large pizzas for less than $3 each. You know, it's like you wouldn't think people would take pizza so friggin' personal, and they totally do. And like, I guess like people from the deep dish, what is it? Detroit makes the deep dish. Yeah, a Beats. That's right. A Beats. A Beats.
Yeah, Beats. Yep.
A Beats.
Just walk down Worcester Street and throw. I mean, yeah.
But this like angered.
Gal would like
You
Worcester.
can't beat it.
Yeah.
But how do you judge the pizza? You're judging it by the crust, the sauce, or the toppings?
That's interesting, Stacey.
It's gotta be.
I think the
all of it.
combination of
All of them put together. Yeah.
Right, yeah. Because, I'm super picky about my crust and my sauce. So, it has to be, I don't know. I still haven't found, I don't know.
But go check. Yeah, definitely go check them
Sally's?
out.
It's got to be
I've
brick
never
oven.
been to any of those places.
Next time you're in
haven't, Stacey?
Gotta
I've
try,
had Pepe's. I've had Pepe's. That's it.
Next time you're in this area, we'll make it a point. We'll go.
Yeah.
It
But I've
sounds-
never even had the burgers in New Haven either. I need to
Oh,
go on
yeah.
a
Loose
food
Lunch?
tour of New Haven. Yeah. I've never-
Loose Lunch, okay. I mean, it's
No, isn't there another place too that's supposed to be?
Ted's Steamed Cheeseburgers in Meriden.
Okay.
They're legendary. Yeah.
See, I like legendary food. I need some. I like legendary.
But you have to go through the big three. You have to try Sally's. You have to try Pepe's, which you've already
I've already had Pepe's. Yeah.
and
multiple
you have to try Modern. I happen to like Modern the best, and I
Okay.
would say Sally's comes in second, and then I would say Pepe's comes in third. But I'll
Okay,
be honest with you.
We should do a show about it.
I'll be honest with you.
We could bring our phones with us and record a little
That's a
bit.
good idea.
and Go there.
That's a good idea.
And if any of our viewers are driving up north or past New Haven, up I-95, please stop in New Haven and pick up any of those Modern Pepe's or Sally's.
A Beats is another one.
A Pizza. That's
Yeah.
what it is.
How about Bar? Bar makes a damn.
Bar makes a pretty good pie too, but it's
And
very
they're all
thin.
similar types. Are they all similar to
Mashed
Bars.
Oh, I
pizza
love
is
mashed potato
so
pizza.
thin that you get it on like a giant sheet. Like it's
Really?
huge.
Oh, see,
Yeah.
now I'm like, I'm needing to try all these to see what
Yeah.
make up my own mind about
It
this.
tastes so good though. Like you can eat something that's like the size of your kitchen table by yourself.
Oh,
Because
geez.
the crust is so thin, but it tastes so good.
Yeah. But yeah, you're doing yourself. I mean, you got to go to New Haven and get pizza.
I
It's
know.
like
I do.
it's it's just one of those one-stop places. If you're traveling, if you're coming through the area, just do yourself a favor and stop. I mean, you'll think about that pizza forever. I mean, and I work in New Haven, and I pick up Modern sometimes by myself, and I eat a whole pie, and they're pretty big pizzas. They're like a 20-inch pie.
It's obvious that you eat a whole pie.
Oh!
Shots fired.
Wow.
Brother's just
I had
jealous.
to get him
because he
back
has-
for that person.
No, brother's just jealous because he took me to a place that the guy was from New Haven, and he said, "Oh, pizza's just as good," and it was shit.
In Cali?
Oh God, it was
No,
terrible. What was the name of the place?
Don't bash the place.
He's wrong. It wasn't. He's wrong. It was called Bronx Pizza. It was from the
It
Bronx.
was so bad.
There was
Would you-
one in
would you- Would
Burbank.
you melt a half a stick of butter on this thing? It tasted like all buttery and cheesy. Ugh.
There was one in Burbank called New York Pizza. And same thing. The guy had relocated, but it's the water out there. It doesn't work.
Yeah.
It's not right. I've
Yeah,
actually found
you're
that
right.
the best pizza I've had in California, in Los Angeles, anyways, Blaze Pizza, which is a chain. It's the only one that tastes good. They put it in the fire.
Yeah.
Every other
charcoal.
pizza place, it's
You're
like
right.
I went to one. What's that one? I forgot what it's called. You kind of you make your own pizza, sort of like you tell them, and
There's Project Pie.
that's the one.
And there's another one.
That's the one.
Project Pie.
it was-
Yeah.
I went to one down in Pasadena. It was awful. Like it didn't even. It was awful. Like it's hard to screw up pizza, but oh boy, ugh.
Yeah.
I couldn't believe how bad it was.
Well, it's the same thing with Mexican
Toppers
food.
is okay. Toppers pizza is okay.
If you go down to San Diego, you're gonna get good Mexican. Or good burritos.
Oh.
Cali.
Mexicans my number
Mexicali.
one.
That's a layup out there. A Tex-Mex out
Right.
there. It's
Tex-
Tex-Mex all the way.
Come down to
Texas
San
too,
Diego.
though. Texas
Yeah.
got it too, though.
I mean, by far.
We beat
Right.
Texas.
I'm willing to try it. It's my favorite.
Yeah.
I love breakfast tacos.
Try
and
to fish
all.
tacos.
Oh, I love fish tacos.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Shrimp
California
tacos.
fish
We have the
tacos.
best.
I'm sure. I'm sure.
All right. It's time to recommend things as we go out on this lovely February evening where we got rain instead of snow finally.
It's gonna snow later this week, though.
Which was nice because it took the 2 inches or 2 feet down. To 2
Yeah,
inches.
so it looks nice and brown and mucky now.
Yeah, it's gross. In this water.
It's like this to that now. So
And all the icicles that were
Oh, it's
hanging
fun
off the
here.
roof are like just pouring water because they're all
in Texas, they're like in a state of emergency because they got like a little dust.
No, they had like
Oh, they got
6
ice.
inches,
Did
and
they?
then it melted, and then it rained and turned into slick ice. And
ice storms,
I
power
heard people
Yeah,
were
no
losing
power.
power.
half the
It
state
was a
doesn't
state
have
of
power.
emergency.
Doomcock's in Texas and he was doing his stream Friday and he lost power because of it. So
Yeah.
Tom Connors had just come in. So everybody was in, he had this whole gallery of people talking about Gina Carano and then Doomcock vanishes.
Oh no!
And he texted somebody and they're like, oh, he lost power.
Yeah.
So everybody's like, well, Tom, you're kind of like the substitute teacher. Why don't you like finish this up? So Tom took over and closed it out. But
That's crazy. They're not prepared for that. Their people's pipes are freezing all over the place, and
Yeah.
bad.
Yeah.
And there's no funds. They don't have plows.
They
and
can't go
stuff.
anywhere. They're stuck. They can't.
Yeah.
They legit.
they're in a
can't
state
go
of
anywhere.
emergency out there. Yeah.
Right.
It's crazy. Thinking
All right,
about
who's going
Texas.
first? Who?
I could go first if you want. I just watched a little like crime documentary on Netflix called "The Vanishing at the Cecil Hotel." Did you guys see this?
Is it a
What?
ghosty thing?
No. What?
Pete, he turns.
He's watching. He's
stuff.
listening.
Yeah.
Oh, I
He's,
didn't
being,
see
he's
it.
attentively paying attention.
It's
Very
what's really interesting about it is it's this woman who she's like 21. She decided to go do a trip from San Diego to LA, and she stayed at the Cecil Hotel, which is considered it's not like the Cecil Hotel has had like a lot of weird happenings, like a lot of suicides,
Yeah,
a lot of murders, and it's right next to Skid Row, like very close to Skid Row. And but it's affordable for staying in LA or around the area. And this girl, she's like 22 years old, decides she wants to do a trip up the coast, and she stays in this hotel. And the last footage of her before she disappeared was her in an elevator panicking and like hitting all the buttons, and the door wasn't closing, and she was stepping outside the elevator and looking around and panicking, and then finally darts out of the elevator and takes off. And what's so interesting about this documentary is that the video went viral, and all of a sudden you had all these online investigators that were coming up with all these crazy conspiracy theories and things, and coming up with these like odd things, and it became like a kind of like it was the first like viral video, I guess, that hit the internet where people were like engaged. And there's a conclusion, but you have to watch the rest of it to see what happens to her.
Well, we'll just ask
I know
spoiler
what
Pete.
happens to
Yeah, Pete, what's going on? Tell us. What happened?
No, I won't spoil it.
But I don't know if any have seen this, or
I'm familiar with
Lisa Lamb.
case. I know what happens. Yeah.
You know what happens? Yeah.
Yes,
It's pretty disturbing.
Yeah, it's gruesome. Yeah. Oh! I'm sorry, Stacey. Are you waiting for me to tell you?
Waiting, Pete.
No,
there's aliens involved.
That's a fifth dimension.
Godzilla comes in at the end.
Exactly. Just plucks her out.
But there is a little paranormal bad mojo. No offense, mojo.
Is it a Thornwall? I know what you did, Thornwall. You got carved her up and put her in a suitcase.
But
That's probably what happened.
the serial killer, the Night Stalker, who was killing people in California, he killed a couple people there. He killed somebody there in the hotel. So the hotel's got some bad mojo in it.
Don't go there.
But anyway, it's worth a watch, and it's only like
serial killer conventions going on in there.
Yeah, pretty much. Bro, did you ever hear of this Hotel Cecil?
Like the Overlook Hotel.
Brother, did you stay at the Hotel Cecil in LA? You know nothing
Yeah,
about
he's gonna stay there.
He would stay there. My brother would definitely stay there.
That's why I have Marriott rewards.
He'd write his next book in there. Oh, speaking of weird places that are haunted, did anybody listen to the new Foo Fighter album?
Not yet.
I haven't either.
That's right. They recorded it in a haunted house.
Yeah,
I
they
saw
just
a
dropped
video
it last
interview with
week.
Dave Grohl. He's hilarious.
Mm-hmm.
He's like, it was like freaking him out by the end. Yeah. He's like, get the fuck out of here. Who's up next?
Okay. I'm watching
All right, we'll just go that
Criterion.
way.
Yeah, okay,
We'll go
then,
that way. Jason, you're next.
I'm watching Criterion's Blu-ray of Akira Kurosawa's Rashomon.
Oh, you got that.
I do.
Did you get that on the 50% criteria?
I got this a long while ago, but I'm rewatching it. But yeah, it's a very simple story about it's medieval Japan, and there's a robbery, and basically you see, it's a very, very cut and dry, robber, hey, give me your money, gets the money, somebody dies, and off he scampers. But you see the same story like 5 times from the robber's point of view,
I
the woman's
love
point
that.
of view, from the dead person's point of view, from the bystander's point of view, and it's different every single
Oh,
time.
that's my favorite kind of storytelling. I love
Yeah,
that.
it's but it's from the Criterion edition. It's the Criterion edition. It's on Blu-ray. Look for it. It is it's quite good, and of course it's Kurosawa, so it's
What's it called again?
Here, hold it.
Rashomon.
Put it close, and I'll solo you here, Pete.
Rashomon.
Rashomon.
Very cool.
Yeah.
Yes. No, this is a great movie. It's only 88 minutes. It's in black and white, but it is it comes with a huge booklet.
Criterion does such a good job with all their discs.
Yeah, there's let's see what else is on here. There's commentaries, lots of documentaries.
Is this before Seven Samurai, or is it after the?
I think
Seven
it's after.
Samurai?
I think it's after. I'm not sure.
Yeah.
But yeah, definitely check this one out.
Yeah. Anything by anything by
Kurosawa is fantastic.
Great. Yeah.
In fact, Pete and I were introduced to Kurosawa. I don't know. Well, maybe you weren't. I was. Our professor in college, Jamshid Akrami. He introduced me to Kurosawa. We should get Jamshid on here.
Oh, wow.
And an interesting little tidbit, which will always lead it back to my favorite subject. Kurosawa's favorite assistant director was a guy named Ishiro Honda, who directed Godzilla.
Right.
Oh.
Right.
Worlds collide, man.
Worlds collide. Yes.
Jamshid loved Kurosawa's stuff, and it's kind of an influence. Jamshid's made a few films, and they're all very heavily inspired by Kurosawa.
Cool.
Yeah. So yeah, Jamshid'd be fun. I got to track him down and get him on here. All right, Jason.
All right.
You probably already told us your
my favorite movie of all time. Yeah, did I? Oh, actually, I haven't read that yet, so I can't. I can't do a recommendation on it. Yeah, I try to read my stuff first, and then or watch it before I do. But my favorite movie of all time is the original Blade Runner with Harrison Ford and Rutger Hauer. And I'm an absolute junkie for anything Blade Runner-ish, you know. So I will pick up anything that has Blade Runner on it. And I found out that they're publishing at Titan Comics these Blade Runner comics. And this one's called Blade Runner 2019.
Oh yeah, Titan books.
And
yeah,
it basically takes.
Yeah, hold it up. I'll bring it up.
Yeah.
There you go. So Leading Tool says this is 10 out of 10, a must-read title, and it's pretty good. I mean, there's a new Blade Runner called Ash, and she's basically tasked to find these missing people. There's a friend of Tyrell, and he has a missing wife and a missing child. So Ash goes to try to find the mother and the child, and it ties into the replicant longevity and the life of replicants. So I don't want to give it away and spoil it, but these two figures have a lot to do with longevity of the replicants. So there's 3 of these right now. I think the third one is being released next month. I've only read the first one, but I'm intrigued to keep on reading. So
cool.
I recommend it. It's by Michael Green and Michael Johnston, and it takes place firmly in Blade Runner canon. So this is the same year as the original movie.
Yeah, I got the number 1 for Free Comic Book Day like 2 years ago or last year maybe it was. And, I liked it. So I should pick up the trades. Yeah. Or it's
intriguing. It really is. The premise is really intriguing. They take it in a new direction, and I don't even mind that the new Blade Runner is not Harrison Ford. It's it's a nice type of divergence from that.
Yeah. Well, if it's done well, it doesn't matter, right? So
yeah, it's done very well.
Dude, I got your answer, by the way. Seven Samurai was 1954. Rashomon was 1950.
Ooh.
So Rashomon predates Seven Samurai.
They're still both great movies.
Oh yes,
highly recommend.
Yep,
highly recommend.
Edson, what do you got for us, man?
Well, not a classic, but after I saw the story about Gina Carano signing on with a movie for Daily Wire, I went and checked out one of the movies they did last year. It's called Run, Hide, Fight. And it was pretty good. It was on YouTube, so I just saw it was pretty good. It was like these 4 students take over a school. They start off with a shooting, but they want to like use social media to make themselves popular. And then another student, a young lady, she goes around the school like clearing it out, like sort of like she acts like in Die Hard, she acts like the McCain going around going against their plans.
Undermining everything.
Yeah, obviously it's not like an original, but the execution was well done.
Yeah, Robert Meyer Burnett has seen all 3 of the movies.
Oh, okay.
Dallas, what's his name? Dallas something or other. He said all 3 were very good. Bone Tomahawk is one of them. And,
I should look up the other 2.
Yeah, and he's going to be working with Gina, so the same guy.
Yep.
Let me try to find his name real quick here. Bone Tomahawk. Oh, Kurt Russell's in that.
Yes, he is.
Let's see. What the hell's the guy's name that produced it? His name's Dallas something or other.
Corbin Dallas? No, that's Fifth Element.
No, it's
Corbin Dallas. I love that name.
What the heck was it?
Multipass.
My God, why can't I find it on here?
That's one movie I need to see again.
Maybe he didn't do that one.
Such a good movie.
The Critical Drinker did a great essay about the Fifth Element. You got to check that out too.
Oh, I saw that today. Yeah,
so good.
I don't know. I can't find the guy's name right now, but yeah. But apparently, all 3 movies are very, they're good. They're indies. They're not expensive.
Right. I mean, it didn't have that like kind of, Blair Witch Project look. It looked very professional.
Yeah. No. Actually, before we get to Stacy's pick, Robert Meyer Burnett put out his own movie this week.
Oh.
It's called Tango Shalom. And it's about a rabbi who has to win a dance contest without touching. They're not allowed to touch the woman, and he's in a tango contest. It looks hilarious. It looks like one of those Christopher Guest movies, like Best in Show or one of those kind of things. And it was at the San Diego Film Festival this week, which is online. So I'm gonna sign in sometime when I have a couple hours this week and watch it. I think that'll be great. The Dallas Saunier. Thank you, Spoiler Pete. Dallas Saunier.
Spoiler Pete, I love it.
That's got to be your name now.
You need like an eye patch.
So, yeah, if you get a chance, check out the trailer for Tango Shalom. Maybe I'll pull it up before we sign off. I don't think Robert would have a problem if we're promoting him. Stacy, what do you got?
Oh man, I've been watching so much, but I am still obsessed with my Netflix my Marvel Netflix shows. I can't stop watching them, even though there's some parts I don't like. But I'm kind of embarrassed to admit this. I love Iron Fist. It's like my favorite one.
It's not terrible.
I'm gonna have to go back and watch that.
It's so good. And what happens? They left it open so they could totally make a movie from it because, I finished it. There's only 2 seasons, and they definitely have some places to go. I like it.
I think they thought they were getting a season 3, and then Disney Plus.
It seemed that way. Yeah.
And went home.
Good. I don't know, but. Yeah, and then so that's been my main focus. Even though what I watched for the first time, I had never seen.
Stacey, I got a recommendation.
What's that?
Yeah. I got a recommendation for you. If you like Iron Fist, go and read Ed Brubaker's run on Iron Fist. It's phenomenal.
Really?
Ed Brubaker and David Aja. Yeah, they did a run on Iron Fist. I think back in the mid 2000s, and I think the seminal Iron Fist run. I think you'll really enjoy it.
I like the mystical.
It goes right into mysticism.
I like that part of it.
Yeah,
I'm gonna have to check that out, Jason. I didn't know Brubaker did Iron Fist. Wow.
I think I bought that one.
Yeah, he and Matt Fraction. He and Matt Fraction both co-wrote it, and it delves light into the Iron Fist history and the mysticism. I think you'll really enjoy it.
I love that. Yeah, it's cool.
Let's see.
The thing that I hadn't seen that you guys probably have all seen is Waiting for Guffman.
Yes.
For the first time ever.
And Waiting for Guffman is very much what Robert Meyer Burnett's movie looks like. Something like that. It's got that same.
You reminded me that I watched that this week. I was I loved Best in Show years ago. It was hilarious, and Waiting for Guffman totally has that feeling.
Is that the right one?
The complete collection?
Yes,
Jason?
That's it.
That's it.
Wow.
Yeah, it's Fraction
That's
Brubaker.
it.
Okay.
That's all you need.
$35.
You'll love it. I guarantee you.
It's volume 1 though. Do you need volume 2 as well?
It says the complete collection.
You don't. There's a volume 2, but it's with a different writer.
Oh, okay.
Look at that art. Look how beautiful that is.
David Aja, yeah.
You'll love it. David Aja. He's phenomenal.
Or is it Aja or Asia, however he says his name?
Yeah, and this is.
I think it's Aja.
This is 2013, so it's a little bit more modern as well. It's not the old school.
Yeah.
Good stuff.
And there's Luke Cage.
Yeah. Well, I mean, Misty was in a lot of the season 2, whatever. But Luke Cage, I love Luke Cage. So, and again, they left that another cliffhanger. Where are we going with that? Luke Cage. They need to do more of them. I want them to do more.
Well,
they lost the license.
Don't they do everything in Defenders? Isn't it sort of get tidied up?
No, the Defenders is halfway through. I still I just finished. That was, no. It's still a lot more.
About the Defenders is it's not the right Defenders. The Defenders with
exactly.
They're my Defenders. They are the only Defenders I know. So
it was Doctor Strange, the Hulk, and
oh really?
Yeah, and Submariner, and it was
Hellcat.
I'm on season 3 of Daredevil now, and then it'll be and then the Punisher season 2, and then Jessica Jones season 3, and then I'll be done.
Jessica Jones is probably the strongest show out of all of them, I think.
Daredevil.
Well, Daredevil too, yeah, but Jessica Jones is good.
No,
too.
Daredevil's rough for me. I mean, I like it, but he's so I don't know, tortured and whatever in his own friggin' self. It's too much. It's too much to handle.
That's the character.
I know. It's
exactly.
too much. Like, it's just like, dude, snap out of it.
I think Daredevil has the most production out of all of them. Like, it's produced very well.
I mean, the fighting scenes are like amazing in all of the shows. They're really, the big ones especially. Pretty impressive.
I'd argue that season 3 of Daredevil was the best, especially
think so?
the Kingpin confrontation. It's amazing. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm only like 2 episodes.
Kingpin is 5 steps ahead of him the whole season.
I know. I don't like him.
Oh, you're not supposed to.
Oh,
but he talks like this, and he uses his words, and it's very like.
He's a great
it just irritates me. I just.
Vincent D'Onofrio.
Yeah.
He's
phenomenal.
so fat in it. Like, it's so weird. I'm like,
He's only half.
Vincent
He's only half the size of the actual Kingpin in the comics.
I know. Kingpin's supposed to be a big guy.
He's huge, though. Dude is huge.
He is a big dude. But Kingpin in the comics is like 7 feet tall and about 600 pounds.
Yeah.
Wow.
And he kicks ass.
He
gets destroyed.
Like, his hand is bigger than people's heads. He just like
Crushes their head.
Whenever I see Vincent D'Onofrio, I can't not think about Men in Black. I mean, he's the stiff guy.
Water.
He's like all
Edgar shoot.
in rigor mortis the whole time.
He was so good the way he's all
He's
like.
so good at that. Yeah.
He's a good actor.
He is a good actor.
Well, for me, I have 2 things. One will be quick. One is this sat on my shelf in the shrink wrap for a calendar year. This came out
it's such a good
February
movie.
11th last year, and I bought it the day it came
good.
out. And I never opened it because I'd seen it in the theater and I loved it.
Yeah,
I forgot how good it was. I watched it yesterday. Oh,
so good.
God. That's why I didn't want to stream Edson, because I wanted to watch this.
Oh, okay.
This
That's a
movie
must-see.
so damn fun.
It is.
This was the best movie in 20.
Yeah. No, it was. I went into it with very low expectations, and I left saying, "Oh my god, that was so good."
It was so
Yeah.
good. And again, you think of things that are present in your mind, and the Gina Carano thing, and I'm watching Christian Bale as Ken. What was his name? Ken Mills or whatever.
The guy, yeah, the guy.
Yeah. Ken Miles, and same guy, man. He does things his way and his way only. He will not.
Right.
He gave that guy from Ford all kinds of shit.
And the corporations hated his ideas.
Hated him and just kept trying to get rid of him. Trying to get rid of him.
And he built the cars, but they didn't want even to race in them. And he's like, "No, I built it. I drive it.
But he wouldn't. But he wouldn't toe the corporate line.
Right?
Doesn't that sound familiar?
Yeah.
But
he was brilliant.
The one I really want to recommend is I decided it was crappy weather. I haven't been able to sit down and watch movies in ages, and so I watched 2. And this one is the one. Have you ever seen this?
That's a great Mel Brooks movie.
Yeah, David Lynch, The Elephant Man. This is a Criterion, so much like Pete's
Yep.
Rocketman, you get the book and everything inside. Based on a true story, of course, about a guy with horrible birth defects that was turned into a circus freak. I could only think of the Twitter mob when I was watching this. This is a heartbreaking. This movie is so. This will affect you so deeply. John Merrick, the Elephant Man. He only lived into his 20s. His head was so big he had to sleep sitting up because he would asphyxiate himself. And this is a guy who got beat on, kicked, punched, ridiculed, lived in a circus wagon, ate like shit, gets rescued by a surgeon from the circus who just wants to put him on display for medical journals, and finds out that he's not. They thought he was like an imbecile. They called him an imbecile because it was Victorian age Britain, but basically meaning that he was brain dead, but he's not. He's an actual brilliant guy, and he's very cultured. And when given the chance to live a normal life, they keep him at the hospital and they give him a room and a little apartment. He becomes the best of us. He's the most generous, heartwarming, considerate, mild-mannered, well-read, well-cultured person. and I could only think of the fucking slobs on Twitter when I was watching this. Because this freaking guy had no shot at life. And decide, instead of being a victim, and instead of calling out other people and blaming other people for anything, he decided to be the best person he could be. Fuck you, you skanks on Twitter.
Yep.
And that is why I don't use it.
So before we go, I got the trailer.
What's the other movie you saw too?
I got the trailer here. This is. Tell me what you think. And Stacy, you just watch Waiting for Guffman. You'll probably really like this. So here we sit in theater mode. Sure.
Why do women wear scarves or wigs on their heads?
For respect.
My name is Viviana Nieves. What's yours?
The same it is forbidden for a man to touch any woman other than one's wife.
Marcia, the children.
I had a dream.
Hashem told you to dance in a tango contest?
A Gentile dancing teacher wants to tango with you in the TV contest?
No, you're a lunatic.
You might find there is no need to touch this woman in tango.
How can I achieve my goal without sacrificing my sacred beliefs?
We're going to kick him right out of the community.
I got big problems.
Big problems can be such big fun. How do we convince people that a young, pretty shiksa dancing partner is just a young, pretty shiksa dancing partner?
She should be dressing very modestly. You cannot even touch her hair. You cannot even have eye contact with her. If I understand the communication from that dance tango, it's impossible.
Why are you hoping that he sins?
That works.
We should be praying that he doesn't sin.
I never had a best friend before. Who is that?
Very nice.
That looks like fun, doesn't it?
Yes, it does.
I really want to see that. So, yeah.
Well, we got a lot of good movies to look forward to, and we got WandaVision.
Parking. Yeah. Oh, and have you? I was going to ask you guys this before. Like, have you heard anything about Zack Snyder's Army of the Dead movie that's coming out on Netflix?
Oh yeah, he's doing something.
I'm so excited for this movie. I can't wait to see it. But
is there a trailer for it?
Yeah, he no, not yet. I don't think there is. But he called it the most satisfying movie he's ever made.
Is it another zombie movie?
It is. It's a zombie and a bank heist. It's a zombie
Interesting.
and they're doing a bank heist during the zombie apocalypse.
Army of the
And
Dead.
David Bautista
Vegas.
is like the main character.
It says, following a zombie outbreak in Las Vegas, a group of mercenaries take the ultimate gamble, venturing into the quarantine zone to pull off the greatest heist ever attempt.
Bautista, you got Bautista in there.
Oh, that's cool.
It's a show.
It's a movie too, but the movie's coming. It's a movie.
Okay.
It's both, but the movies should be coming out this year.
Okay.
Yeah,
Interesting. Yeah.
Yeah. Speaking of things coming out, like if anybody hears anything of a date release, let me know because it looks awesome.
So Edson, good. I liked your last WandaVision review.
Thanks.
Is that the last, Edson? Are you gonna
Yeah.
You're not gonna finish?
About that.
What?
I don't know. I'm having a hard time deciding about keeping going with that after.
Maybe
what
we should
happened.
just wait and do a season finale.
That's a good point. maybe I should just wait until the end and just do like.
Or do what we did with Cobra Kai. I mean, I caught up and I'm still engaged. So.
Me too.
I don't know how everybody else feels.
Eventually, I'll have to
have Disney Plus anymore.
That's true. That is very true.
Disney Plus.
That is very
I'll have
true.
to finish it.
I just feel if you started it though, you should have to.
To be honest, I'm like I could care less.
No.
Like, I wasn't that engaged anyway.
Really?
Okay. Yeah, it was starting.
I like it. Downhill. Brother, you been watching it?
I absolutely love it. I think that the Quicksilver reveal was just got me even more engaged in it. I just want to know more. Yeah.
And Pete, have you been watching it?
I haven't seen it.
Nope.
I haven't seen it. I mean, I'm pretty much marveled out.
Right.
I mean, I'm well aware that there's a huge history with these characters, but you kind of, how can you top yourself after Endgame?
Well, I would say Infinity War Endgame was pretty sloppy. I
did like Infinity War much better than Endgame, but Endgame was clearly the end.
Right.
They had to go somewhere.
That storyline.
I don't know why.
But anyway, yeah, I'm looking forward to the
gremlin's
next one.
falling down. I gotta fix my little gremlin.
No.
I think there's only one more episode. Is that right, Edson? Is there one more episode of WandaVision?
I thought there was two.
No, there's
Three.
it goes to episode 9. I believe.
Oh.
And supposedly they're going to get longer and longer.
Yeah, I heard the last
an hour long.
Yeah.
Oh wow.
Of course, that means 40 minutes with 20 minutes of credits.
Maybe.
Yeah.
I don't know. I mean, I'm still locked in. So Keith, I'm sorry that you canceled Disney.
They're not getting any more of my money. All right. I think we should wrap this sucker up for another week.
Yep.
So thank you, Reina Creole, again for
popping
in.
Awesome.
After I ambushed her at like 11 a.m. today. Maybe it was later than that even. I was like, hey, what are you doing tonight? So, all right. If you want to follow us on the social medias and call us toxic and whatever you want to call us, you can find us at GeekTime Net. And that would be on the Twitter, the Faceplant, and the Instagram crackers. The website would be geektimenetwork.com, not net, not .tv, not .ca, not .ru. It's .com. Old-fashioned. And we're on the Gmail at the GeekTime Net at Gmail. Please subscribe, hit the like button, give us some comments, give us some feedback. Tell us how we can get better. Because we can certainly get worse. Who's going to say it?
That's for sure.
See you next Tuesday.
If you like this video, please subscribe to the channel. If you subscribe, make sure you click the little bell icon to be notified anytime someone from our show drops new content here. Thanks for watching, and we'll talk to you soon.
Say, kids, what time is that?